Do. Do. Three guys and a bear here with us, dog.
I wasn't sure if it was just me.
It's getting away from existence.
Just like I am.
Week
Week two. We had football.
And boy, did we have it.
Boy, did we have it.
That was sure some football, guys.
It kind of was something for some of the games.
Right? That was a game, right?
I'm pretty positive at least some people tried to play football.
Yeah, I think like
I feel
three
like
teams.
I might be the only person happy with the outcome of their games, even though two of us won.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. Man.
Yeah.
Well, this was opening week. This is the week everyone overreacts about their team.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Unless you're a Jets fan.
Yeah,
unless you're a Jets
we
fan.
just react.
Exactly where you're going to end up.
Yeah. But it's fun. It's part of the process.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling myself, Coach.
yeah, it's part of the process. You just got to go through these learning speed bumps. Some teams have a little more of a bumpy road than others.
Some of them have a mountain.
Some have a mountain.
Some are,
A volcano.
Yeah, volcano. Numerous volcanoes.
like a range of volcanoes. Maybe the whole volcanic planet.
And then
really.
like acid rain.
They have to drive a bus over 2 wooden planks over each volcano.
Yeah. Falling in a
This
few
is all
times.
par for the course right now, is what we're saying.
Yeah. And then like looping back around, doing it again.
Right.
All right, but now that we've talked about the Cowboys, what about the Jets?
Hey!
Hey!
So, what a week. So I had some fun NFL Reddit things I saw to start things out.
Well, are we doing an NFL Reddit segment now?
Oh, we normally
The
do.
memes
I
we
just
saw
don't-
online.
I normally just don't say we're on Reddit. I just
news stories.
First one is a big one. It actually ties into our podcast mix. It involves Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon.
Now,
Yeah.
who's he play for?
Yeah, does he play for a team?
Is he on an NFL squadron?
Yes, you might not know this, but he's on the Denver Broncos.
What?
I know. I was just as shocked.
No.
Get the fuck out of here!
Who lost
Oh, right. Yeah.
somehow.
and Melvin Gordon said, quote, "They can laugh now. I seen Pete Carroll. He was doing his little celebrating on the sideline. That's cool. Hopefully we can meet those boys again, in the Super Bowl. Hopefully. The goal is to definitely have the last laugh. They can giggle now." So the funniest part about this quote is he thinks the Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl.
That is hilarious.
Dude, but wouldn't it be sick, though? Because, I mean, like, not to get ahead of ourselves, but Gino looked pretty good. Just saying.
Gino looked real good, dude.
He did, but I also think the Broncos kind of just suck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, like, remember last year? Like, the Broncos they had some shitty game. Like, they were getting run over. There's that Thursday nighter. I think the Browns just, like, destroyed them. And I was like, where's the Broncos defense? And now I'm kind of, like, getting flashbacks. Like, is the Broncos defense a lie? Like, did I convince
don't
myself
know.
they were good?
It's definitely not as good as the team that Manning inherited.
Yeah, like that's what I was gonna say. Is like we were talking about the formula that they were trying to replicate here, but it looks like that whole have a team beforehand bit was lost on them.
We'll get to the Broncos game because I think I have a theory about what happened with that Broncos game.
All right.
That's my main man, Melvy Gord's with the top tier trash talk, though. I gotta
good
say,
stuff,
that's
Mel.
that's high
Good.
quality stuff.
That was some good. Well, actually, no. Hold on. Geno Smith. I don't know if you guys saw his post-game interview.
I didn't know.
Okay.
Grab or just the interview.
Okay, no, that was hilarious. But and good for them, frankly. But his interview, I forget who it was that came up and was interviewing him. And but she was like, some people wrote you off before the season, saying you're journeyman QB, and he's like, yeah, well, some people wrote me off, but I didn't write back. It's just so good.
Drop the mic, walk away.
Yeah, it's just because it's great because for multiple reasons. One, it's a baller ass thing to say, but two,
doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make
any
sense. No sense whatsoever. It's just so good. It's so good.
That is a great quote.
Yeah.
Also, Shelby Harris of the Seahawks just said, "All I have to say is, let's ride."
Oh yeah,
That's what he said.
That's the third brand of trash talker.
Yeah. This game was filled with trash talk. It was fantastic. Then we had the Colts are waiving kicker Rodrigo Blankenship.
No, not Rodrigo.
I know.
Rodrigo Blankenship.
I was shocked at that one. I thought he was like one of their best kickers in the league. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know.
Maybe they're overreacting to. I'm sure we'll talk about this, but the football gods decided no kicking this weekend.
No kicking allowed.
So,
nope.
So yeah, maybe a little overreaction. Maybe they know something we don't. Maybe I don't know. The other one, the Browns' new midfield logo will be Brownie the Elf. Here's the most confusing thing to me. Like, when you think of a football team, right, you're like, oh, I think of the Packers, I think of the G, I think of the Vikings, I think of the Vikings. Like, do you think, oh, the Browns, I think orange helmet, I think the dog, and now I think Brownie the Elf. Like, pick something. Like, at least just pick one.
For sure. When I think Cleveland Browns, I think Keebler.
Yeah.
The helmets look good. I don't know why they're being weird about it.
If they're going to do this, they need to become the Elves.
Yeah, they need to become the Elves. Honestly,
Cleveland Elves.
Yeah, the Cleveland.
I think this is more of just like Cleveland leaning into their heel turn, and they're just like this shitty little stinky
usually
elf
you're
looking
supposed
guy.
to look like aggressive and mean, like
he's trying. He's doing his best.
Yeah, he's just
gonna get ya.
Yeah, he's a creepy little football guy who's gonna like lick your toes or something.
He also just doesn't have a pinky.
Deshaun Watson fits right in.
Yeah,
like they couldn't decide if they wanted to give him a pinky or not in that image. Like I'm looking at it.
You're right.
His hand is just so weird.
Like the hand on the ball, those are normal fingers. His other hand, abnormal fingers.
It
Do you
is
think
really
that's
weird.
just like one of the concepts, and then they just were like, "Yeah, fuck it, just use that one, dude. Who cares? Nobody even."
He's got like
no one believes in us anymore.
Rounded fingers and sharp fingers. Like, is that an evolutionary thing he got from?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or
Apparently
maybe
it's
that's
been the Browns logo since '46.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Needs to
I
go back to
believe
46
that.
where it belongs.
Yeah. I mean,
just-
if they're gonna use anything besides the helmet, I would use the dog. The dog.
I agree.
looks-
I think the dog would fit better.
I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like you just told him, like, sir, you're making too much noise here. We'll get you your side tater tots. And then they're like, hold on a second. Let me speak to your manager.
And plus, if they're the Cleveland Elves, it's very easy wordplay to turn them into the Cleveland Elves. So that's like double whammy.
Good point,
Honestly,
good
we
point.
should just call them the Elves from now on.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
That's the level of respect they're due.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like we should be the honorary NFL team namers. I feel like we just know.
I agree.
That
Yeah,
sounds like a great idea.
the NFL should contact us.
Yeah. Specifically just for naming teams, and that's it.
Oh, of course. Yeah, because we were right
Yes.
about the Washington football team.
Oh yeah. Hogs would have been fantastic, and here we are.
Yeah, everyone. That's already canon.
But by the way, did you see I linked that the Washington football team had mugs of their logo with Washington State behind it, which you might not know this, but they don't play in Washington State. So
Extra fun fact: Washington State is on the complete opposite side of the country from
that's true. So somebody messed up, and
I
they
wonder
didn't care.
if they had like an intern, they were like, okay, this is your big first assignment. Don't screw this up. All right. All you gotta do is just put our W somewhere on a mug. All right. And they're like, well, maybe.
But it says the Washington Commanders.
They told me it was wash. I don't even watch Hand Egg.
Just sell them. Idiots will buy it.
Yeah.
It's just like someone Googled it and just like looked at the first result, didn't click it, just looked at it and was like, yeah, that's good. Yeah, we'll go with that one.
They're like, what is this, Washington? All right, Washington State, put it behind the W, you're good.
Yeah.
The intern's like, I played GeoGuessr. I know where that is.
Man. So it's just some fun stuff there on the old Reddit.com. Now we have football games. Football games. Week 1. Game 1 was Bills-Rams, and the Bills looked good.
Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, they looked bad, actually.
Rams look real bad. Cooper Kupp looked good. That's about it.
It actually is amazing, to be honest, seeing Cooper Kupp's stat line against everything else in the game.
Yes.
You know?
I honestly think Cooper Kupp should have won MVP last year.
He's very much in his prime right now, and it's impressive. Like, honestly, I don't know what I felt about him last year. Like, I was kind of a doubter. Like, I felt like maybe he was just like benefiting from a good situation, but now especially, it's like, oh, he's just a beast. He's
really good.
He just gets free all the time. It's great. It reminds me of Edelman or like Welker back in the day, who were just like always open in the slot whenever you need them. They're just there for 10 or 15.
Honestly, like without him, they wouldn't have beat Tampa Bay. Like he was the one at the end there. Like I don't know.
I think if you want a better descriptor of this game, the Bills turned the ball over 4 times and still scored 31 points against what was supposed to be one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
Like the Bills are the best team in the league. It's just right now. Like,
big story about the Bills defense there, because like on top of those turnovers and not allowing points off of those, they just fucking smothered Stafford all day long. And like their running game could not do anything.
Stafford got sacked 7 times.
Part of that was
they also have one of those like perfect dream kind of situations, the dream that the Jets have been chasing for years.
Right.
Which is that they have like a defense. Well, yes, but a defensive coach, a defensive-minded coach, and like the best offense in football. You know, like that's because like that is nice to have, because you could just have, especially with a guy like Josh Allen. I don't know how much control over the offense he has. Probably not as much as like older veteran QBs, but he's probably starting to get a lot more control now. I would think.
Oh yeah,
he looks pissed, dude.
Yeah,
that fucking game last year, the playoff game. We have angry Josh Allen now because of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, it's a fun fact. The Jets could have taken Josh Allen.
Yeah. I mean, we could have taken a lot of people, to be honest.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you got one of those sneak jabs lined up, like one per week? These extra little fun facts are waiting
we got
for the
plenty
right
of
moment.
fun facts around here.
Yeah.
And about 400 like Aaron Rodgers facts and tips.
Oh yeah. I got so many
tricks.
Packard facts this week. It's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah.
The ultimate irony is going to be when Geno Smith wins the Super Bowl and we get to watch the team that we were laughing at for making shitty trades with us over the past 2 years win the Super Bowl with the QB we drafted.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Von Miller going from the Rams to the Bills, and I think that made a pretty big difference. 2
He probably
sacks
helps.
already.
He's good at football.
Yeah, he's pretty good at football. Matt Stafford kind of looked bleh.
I'm worried about that arm injury.
I think that arm's bothering him. He might not say it, but
As the holder of Matt Stafford in fantasy football, me too.
yeah.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you, Rob?
Yeah, well, my backup QB Dak Prescott's going to be out for about 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, that's good.
Well, hey, look at the bright side. At least you don't have Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, yeah, if you want to trade Justin Jefferson because you hate him so much, I'll gladly give you something.
Yeah.
That's a damn shame, isn't it, man?
You can't use hindsight to be like, you shouldn't have complained
Yeah,
about
that's what I was showing this shit to you last week.
All right. So that
imagine if he did horrible. Then you wouldn't have any.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have any.
It would be nice for you, wouldn't it?
Well, no, that'd be terrible because then I wouldn't have beaten Coach so bad.
So then we had the Eagles and the Lions.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, a pretty good game.
That was a misleading scoreline. The Lions did that thing where they were losing horribly, and then they were just like, now we score.
Oh, that's the Lions style. They always come back, which is actually pretty cool. They're like constant. They're doing the Dane Campbell. They're like constantly biting your kneecaps.
Yeah.
And,
they got that grit.
They got that grit.
Someone needs to remind them they're Lions.
They're constantly on the floor from the first half of football. So the kneecaps is all they have access to.
That's a good point.
I will say, I still don't know if Jalen Hurts is good.
Didn't look
18 of 32,
this is
243.
Year 4 for him, right?
I think 3.
I think
might be
3.
3.
I think.
I mean, he ran the ball well.
That's what
He's
he
been
always
doing
does.
that from day one. Yeah, no, it's just a matter of like figuring out the rest of it. Which, I mean, he's doing enough to win games. He's still like I think he's a top half quarterback right now. I think I'd put him in that group.
I would put him like square in the middle, like right smack dab in the middle.
He's better than Derek Carr.
I don't know about that.
I don't.
I mean, Derek Carr had a bad game.
I would absolutely say that.
I don't think so. I think Derek Carr is decent enough. He's probably.
This is about like I've mentioned this a couple of times where like it feels like year 3 is about where you'd expect these young quarterbacks coming in to be able to figure it out, or this is the point where you'd be like, okay, they're not going to be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're still wondering kind of makes me think like. Honestly, the more that I say these sentences, it's just like, just give him another year. Just like he's almost there. Clearly, he just needs a little bit more time to figure it out.
I mean, he in particular has had like a weird, entry and path through the NFL. Because he wasn't expected to be the starter, and he also didn't play like. For what? How much? A lot of his first year, if not all of his first year, or something.
Jalen Hurts.
Like didn't he? Yeah, because he was drafted in what, like the 3rd round, 4th round, or something.
Yeah, and then I think he was behind Wentz, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was drafted second round,
Yeah.
and then Wentz went down in Wentz didn't go down. No, Wentz was benched week 13.
He got benched.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's when Hurts came in. So yeah, it was most of the year that Wentz was in, or Wentz was quarterback for the Eagles that year.
Yeah, and then they had a coaching change too, right, during his time, I think.
Yep.
And so like he's had a weird, it would be understandable if he definitely, if he ends up taking more time to really kind of get situated. In a similar situation to like how I feel about Baker Mayfield, where it's just like he had a new offensive coordinator every year. It's an unstable situation, so it's going to take a little longer.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, I still want him to do good. I think he's got potential to do good. It's just we'll see. Probably midway through the season, we'll probably start seeing.
There's potential on their offense too.
Yeah, they got good running game with him, and then Miles Sanders had 96 yards and a touchdown. They had Gainwell and Boston Scott also run for touchdowns. They had A.J. Brown, 155 yards.
Yeah.
Woo!
I mean,
A.J. Brown's good.
Jalen Hurts played 15 games in his rookie season.
Yeah. I mean,
but it's still, I'm just saying, it's like it was an unstable situation with the Eagles.
Yeah.
On the other side, though, look at that. DeAndre Swift had 144 yards and a touchdown on 15 carries.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Jared Goff did okay. 215, 2 TDs, a pick.
The Jared Goff experience.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Jared Goff experience. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 64 yards and a touchdown. He was doing good. And overall, just the offensive shootout. And then the Eagles scored 0 points in the 4th quarter, but still won by 3.
Yeah.
They're probably
doing
running
the
the clock
opposite
out.
of what they did last year.
If the Lions can play how they play in the 4th quarter and the whole game, they'll be the best team in the damn league.
100%.
Yeah, that dual rushing attack they have with Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown it's almost like 2020 Browns-esque.
Well, they don't use Jamal Williams. Jamal
Williams. I mean, not Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. So I still think the Lions are going to win probably like 6-7 games. Maybe 8.
Yeah, I could see it. I haven't looked at their schedule closely.
It's pretty easy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they do have a soft schedule.
Yeah, well, I mean, unless the Seahawks are good, I mean, they could be. I don't think so, but
still don't think so. But they play the Cowboys soon. They play the Seahawks. They play the the Bears,
schedule.
the Giants.
Yeah.
The Jets. The
that'll be
Jaguars.
easy.
Like I can see it.
They can definitely get a win off the Jets.
The Bears. I already said the Bears, but speaking of the Bears, the Bears beat the 49ers, the fourth best team in the NFL according to the NFL.com power rankings. My lock of the week.
Can I make my fattest doink prediction already?
Yeah.
Oh boy, Jesus.
Yep. So this game was also a rainstorm. Throw that one out there.
Hurricane, insane rain.
Yeah, I was driving in that rain because we had to bring our friend back to the airport, and I was like, all right, so it was an experience. Wouldn't recommend
swim
it.
Home.
Yeah.
And then I had the Bears on the radio. I was just like, they're slipping and sliding everywhere.
It was though, like they
really was,
legitimately were.
Yeah. So it was 19-10. The Bears were actually losing at halftime, 7-0, and then the rain kind of let up a bit, and then after the Bears took the lead, it started downpouring, so it was kind of like, that's not good for San Francisco. But kind of a weird, because like Justin Fields was 8 of 17, like he barely even threw the ball.
Barely.
121 yards, 2 TDs, a pick. Dante Pettis, a 51-yard touchdown. Trey Lance looked bad, but it was raining, so I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. 164 yards and a pick. He ran for 54, but I think he is probably more of a quarterback who wants to run, and he didn't really get to run a lot because Field was ass. Debo had a touchdown, 52 yards running.
So they
receiving.
fucking lied about their Debo usage, by the way. Yep. Although I guess Eli Mitchell being injured had something to do with that, but it sort of seemed like they had the same plan anyway from the beginning with him.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they said last year, right? Like, that's why he was used so heavily was because of the
injuries to the rest.
Yeah.
But now this, like, to your point, like this really makes Debo's point more fair, which is that like if you're going to use him as a wide receiver and a running back, his salary probably should reflect that.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's got two roles here, and it's his body that he's exchanging, right, for the money.
Yeah.
So, if you're going to do that to him, then he deserves the paycheck.
I don't know if I like hearing that it's his body that he's exchanging for the money.
Yep.
That's how it works, unfortunately.
Presented in that context.
Overall, the 49ers should have won this game, but they didn't, and now I don't trust them.
Trey Lance looked real rough, and I just wonder. I mean, they're already calling for Jimmy G again.
That's why. I mentioned that when
I remember that.
Yeah, because like I feel kind of bad for Trey Lance because like this is kind of undue pressure on him because the coaching staff, the fans at home. Everybody knows that Jimmy G is the better QB right now. That doesn't mean that Trey Lance won't be the better QB. But, like, when you're a young QB, you need to be able to kind of be allowed to fail a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And having a guy who is definitely a better QB just sitting on the bench, I don't know. It's going to be shitty pressure on him. I feel bad, He
looked like Justin Fields last year.
Yeah. And Justin Fields actually, even though it wasn't like the most spectacular showing, the Bears' offense is also pretty bad. He looked pretty good, I thought.
Yeah.
I did like the revenge water slide that the Bears did.
That was fun,
3 years ago, the Niners did the same thing to the Bears during the rain. So I did like that revenge slide. That looked a lot of fun.
That was cool. One big thing I noticed this game, the Bears had 3 penalties for 24 yards. The 49ers had 12 penalties for 99 yards.
Yeah.
So that probably played a part in all this.
That's a significant role, yeah.
Yep.
Just a small one.
Plus, third down efficiency, the 49ers were actually 8 of 17 on third downs. The Bears were 5 of 14. 49ers were also 0 for 2 on fourth down conversions. So
that also will do it too.
Yeah, this was. I think this was a really wonky game. I still think the Bears are bad, but I do think Justin Fields is good. And I think he will be good for the Bears. But I just
give him some targets.
I think they need to build the team around him. And right now, I don't think the team's good enough.
Yeah.
So,
Not
I mean,
at all,
literally,
yeah.
it was Dante Pettis, 51 yards. And then the next closest is David Montgomery, the running back, had 24 yards. That was their second leading receiver. So, it might work in a rain game, but I don't think when it's a normal game, it's going to go as well. We'll see. We'll see. Listen, I don't like either of these teams. I was like, whatever. I just decided I locked one of them. So it's like,
Coach did lock the Niners.
Yeah. Then we had the Steelers-Bengals play what I think was a football game.
What the fuck? What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Well, look, as I predicted, the Steelers won exactly how I thought they would.
You did predict this to the letter. Like, you were weirdly
in a
accurate.
stressful overtime where the kickers couldn't make a field goal to save their entire lives.
Yeah.
I remember you doing that. I remember you saying
Dude,
that.
this was so weird because last year the Packers played the Bengals and they too couldn't make field goals for like 5 straight kicks. And I was like, why are the Bengals always the ones missing field goals in overtime at the end of the game?
The Bengals had an excuse. Their long snapper was injured.
That's true. Yeah.
So there was the one kick like that should have, it was like the freebie and OT, it's like a 30-yard field goal. The Bengals like that was when I was like, all right, I'm out. This game's over. Like it's a third. The laces were out, and the laces are out. That ball's gonna go whoop, and it's exactly what it did. It's not really the kicker's fault, honestly.
The extra point getting blocked was
because the snap was high and too slow.
I see.
Because the long snap, both of those were just because of the long snapper.
Long snapper and holder, like two extremely underrated
vital roles.
I was actually gonna say, I was thinking about this weekend because of the whole kicking thing, right? And how this kept coming up. But like, they put the points on just the kicker. But really, it's that 3-man team of the long snapper, holder, and kicker that is them working perfectly in tandem results in a good kick. Like it's not just on the kicker. Like it those 3 in particular are super important.
Yeah. That being said, game shouldn't have been close. Steelers had like 5 turnovers? The game should not have been close. Steelers could not muster any offense. The only reason they have 23 points in the first place is just because of all the turnovers. I don't really know how good or bad Mitch looked because for some reason Red Zone refused to cut to this game until the literal last second. Like they just didn't show any of it. So I actually didn't see most of the game. But I mean, looking at the stats here, it doesn't seem like they did anything. I mean, no turnovers. That's at least the one positive I can see. No interceptions.
How worried are we about Najee's foot?
Apparently it's fine. They didn't. The X-rays came back negative. Also, good news: TJ Watt only going to be out like 6 weeks. So that is way better.
That is crazy.
God, that video. Oh my Jesus.
That was
How does an arm go that way?
I watched that video. I think that wasn't the play. I think that was Burrow's arm that you guys were seeing. That's why it was so weird. I think it was Burrow's arm.
That looked like Watt's arm got pinned between.
Yeah, I think that was an illusion. I think it was Burrow's arm did a weird little thing, and that I don't know, but I know that it was the play where he tried to jump on him that was where he injured it.
Yeah,
he just
tearing it back is real bad.
Yeah, he should be back
doing that.
He'll probably be back after the bye week because I think we have a week 7 bye week or something. So
that is important.
I was gonna say if he's out, we should just say fuck it, the season's over anyway, and just play Pickett for fun. Not even just because it's but at this point, if he's gonna come back, I think it still should be Mitch, and he should get a couple more games before the riots start because.
Yeah,
Trubisky actually looked good in the first half and then not good in the second half. But he did get him down the field when he needed to.
He did make the game-winning drive, and it was a good drive. So
I mean, he also got. Remember, he was on the fucking Bears. So
that's why I wasn't. If our season was over, then I would say let's just play Pickett for fun.
Yeah,
but I still think Mitch is still the best quarterback to win right now. That being said, Bengals have a lot of questions to be answered. What happened?
I don't know what happened over in Bengal land.
I think it was, how many sacks was it? Let me see here. 7
God.
They were
sacks.
supposed to be improved.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, they were going up against the best defensive player in the league, so
Yeah.
Apollo, you're right. That actually is Burrow's right hand.
Yeah, I thought so.
It was an illusion because Watt's left arm goes backwards at the exact same moment that Burrow does a little spin, and he's wearing a white glove, and you can't really see his TJ Watt's arm. So that wasn't his elbow bending backwards and snapping him back like that. It just looked really horrible.
Yeah.
He just did a really weird jump, and then he arched his hands over like a butterfly swimming motion.
It was in perfect sync with what Watt was doing. It was really weird.
Well, yeah, no, on the play that got injured, he did this like big overhead like grab thing, and I think it just like his arm was fully like outstretched at his pec, and then just got hit an extra thing up, and that just tore it open.
Yeah.
Some say Burrow is still sitting in the locker room being
They said Joe Burrow hasn't showered, hasn't changed, still wearing most of his uniform, been sitting at his locker staring forward since the game ended. Then they said, update. It's been 45 minutes, and he is still sitting there.
I mean, he kind of didn't play great. Like a lot of his yards came at the end when the Steelers did that thing they do every game where they're like, "Oh, covering the number one receiver." Nah.
Prevent defense, everybody. Zone coverage.
Nah. Dude, the quote unquote game winning touchdown, they put Jamar Chase 1-on-1 on the goal line. Are you stupid? Are you stupid?
Yeah, who would line up in zone coverage against an offense with good wide receivers like Justin Jefferson playing?
Yeah. Who would do that, coach?
Yeah.
Because they were doing a good job, but like the Bengals, like I'm not gonna say it was ref ball, but there were just some like calls at the end by the refs that gave the Bengals like 900 chances, but the Steelers were stopping them over and over, not letting them get the touchdown. And then on the last fucking play, you don't cover Jamar Chase.
Yep.
You were doing it all right, man. Anyway, we still won. I'm happy. We'll see what happens.
We will see what happens. And
I wanted to mention about the Bengals too.
Yep.
Is that like I do think that they're good and they're going to still be good.
Yeah.
But I think there's a reason that people were like a little hesitant about them is because like they had, one of those kind of Giants kind of runs through the playoffs last year, where they were. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if they're the real deal. But I mean, it's a divisional game too, is the other thing. So, we got to see how they play against other teams.
Yeah, those are always rough. I mean, even with the Bengals, the biggest concern has always been the offensive line. And I thought they improved it, and now they got sacked 7 times. I'm like,
yeah.
Like, is Joe Burrow going to survive an entire season of that after an entire season of last year getting it? I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And the year before.
Yeah.
Watt had an insane interception that game too.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy. Where he just jumped up.
Yep. Pure, like that was just JJ Watt energy. I mean, to make the comparison.
He just sniped it right out of the air.
Yeah.
Then we had the Dolphins beat the Patriots, like we all thought would happen.
I locked it.
You did lock it.
I'm gonna be honest. Patriots suck.
Patriots kind of.
I think they're a bad team.
I think they're a very mediocre team. Like
he's right. They're bad.
Do you know what happens when something's very mediocre? It means it's bad.
Yeah, that is true.
It converts to badness. Yeah, no, there's not a lot to like on this team, unfortunately. Mac Jones is still good, but name me his number one weapon. Can you? Can anybody tell me? Because I don't know. Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you.
Looking at the stats, no one had above 55. The highest amount of yards was 55 by Jacoby Myers.
If we're calling Jacoby Myers his number one weapon, fucking yikes, dude. Like, oh boy, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
This offense has like nothing going for it. Our ground game is the same.
Yeah.
I mean, but
he's on my bench.
But like, look at his stat line. Like, it's even so. Like, if we fed him all game, still, it's like, how good is that going to be? Just double cover Devontae, and you're good to go. Like, the ground game has been the same in this organization for 25 fucking years. I swear to God, where it's just like by committee. No one in particular is like a standout. It could be any of those 3 dudes any given day between Harris, Stevenson, and. Montgomery's not a running back, is he? Right? That was just a couple of swing reps, I guess. But anyway.
Oh my God, they have Ty Montgomery? What the shit?
Yeah.
It's just fucking like, bottom line is nothing to be excited about.
It's not even like Mac Jones. It's not even like he was getting like sacked left and right. I mean, they only recorded 2 sacks against him, so he had time to make the plays and stuff. It was not pretty though.
Plus, I think the Dolphins are just a good
Dolphins
team.
defense has improved quite a bit. I will say that.
The thing is, like, outside of Rob Gronkowski, the Patriots offense has never really been like, star-studded.
Yeah.
Or I guess like, all the way back to fucking Moss if you want to include him 15 years ago. But like Brady has been enough to compensate for that. Jones is not Brady. Jones is not even a fraction of Brady. Jones is still figuring it out. He's still good. He's a good second-year quarterback. He's just he's not going to be able to bring this fucking shambling corpse of an offense anywhere, man.
Yeah.
By the way, there was a point in this game where the Dolphins went for on 4th and 8. It was just incredibly, like, it was not when the game was like over too. Like the game was still in play.
Oh yeah,
ballsy call. I think they scored a touchdown on it too or something.
I mean, look at the other side of the field though. Talk about the Dolphins offense. You got weapons coming out the wazoo over there, man.
Yeah, you got Chase Edmonds back there, although he didn't do great, but still.
Honestly,
I think Hill.
Despite winning, the Dolphins offense kind of performed. Yeah, at least absolutely. To expectations, I think.
Yeah, I think they're going to get better, but I mean, still, probably, that's like having Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle is just that's a good one too. And then you got Edmonds back there. Even Mostert's pretty good. So
it's got to be one of the best 1-2s in the league right now, dude. That's a really 1-2.
100%.
I think so. Yeah, gotta be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of shades of Bucks before Brady. I mean, Bucks now too, but I mean,
yep. Tua didn't look too bad either. Like, he's 23 of 33, 270. I mean, having good receivers probably helps quite a bit.
I will admit that I wasn't too high on the Tyreek Hill is going to make like a massive difference on the Dolphins, but I was impressed with what he was doing.
Yeah, and he's just so fast.
Oh yeah. No, they really got him into the fold real quick during the offseason, so that was impressive. Dolphins look a lot better than I originally thought that they'd be. So, the Patriots they still cannot win in Miami.
Yep.
Yeah. I do think though that like this division is going to come down to a battle between the Bills and the Dolphins, and I think the Dolphins are going to lose that battle.
I don't think it's going to be a battle, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the Dolphins might be good enough to make a wild card this year, but it's also the AFC, so you know.
I think they probably could get a wild card, but yeah, you're right. It's the AFC. Bills are Bills are going to get like 13 plus wins easy.
Probably.
So, then we had Browns Panthers.
Ugh.
Woo.
Oh yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
We were calling them the Elves.
Oh yeah, the Elves and the Panthers.
The Elves, yeah, right.
The Baker Mayfield premiere, whatever you want to call it, and he did very okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was the tale of two halves. He did horrible, and then he did really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say the Elves defense is still a good defense, and they still have a good running game with Chubb, 141 yards, although he didn't get any touchdowns, which sucked for my fantasy team. And then Kareem Hunt, touchdown, 46 yards, but
there was
a good one too, man. Shit.
Yeah.
Significant, like, I'm going to be the one to say it. Like, I know I'm a bit biased because I locked the Panthers and I'm mad that they lost. There was some bad ref ball.
I did hear that,
Yeah.
Basically, if you didn't hear, the real bad one, there was like a very, very touchy roughing the passer call that, we've seen that before. That's bad. It was shit. It was a terrible call. But the real bad one was when the referee walked up, and basically what had happened is Jacoby Brissett had faked a spike, which is if you throw it after the fake spike, that's intentional grounding. That's just the rule. That's how it works. You open up the rule book. That's the rule.
Yeah.
And the referee proceeded to come onto the mic and go, "It is not intentional grounding. The quarterback faked the spike, then threw the spike." Which basically, if you translate it, is this is not intentional grounding. It's intentional grounding.
But it's not because he threw it. And it was
literally it was a game-changing play. That should have been the end of their drive. They should have lost. I hate the refs. I hate them. I don't know how they manage to do this every week.
Probably because Las Vegas is back in the league, is my guess.
But yeah, seriously. And then right after that was the roughing the passer call, like 2 or 3 plays later. It was just not good. bad look. But yeah.
It was, yeah, so I definitely think the refs screwed him over a bit, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, you can say that about any game.
Yeah, you can say that a lot about any games for the most part. That is kind of a super shitty one at the end. But,
Nick Chubb,
Panthers.
though, good lord.
Nick Chubb's still insane. That man is the Elves off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In a transitionary period, it's all right. We'll get
that's
there.
it. We'll get it down eventually.
Yeah.
That's pretty much that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also Christian McCaffrey. He was on a low snap count.
Yeah.
And so he didn't really show up in the game that much.
Yeah, did they say why? Because I know his injury was just getting scratched by a cleat, so it wasn't for that.
Mm-hmm.
It was still his shin, wasn't it?
That's the injury I was talking about. Yeah, he got scratched by a cleat on his shin. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like the other injuries that he had before that they're trying to
probably.
Somebody on the coaching staff was going up against him in fantasy.
Yeah, maybe.
That's my guess.
So then we had one of the best games of the week. Colts Texans.
Oh,
right.
Freaking God.
So this was what enabled that glorious stat of the entire AFC South went winless this week, despite two of them playing each other, which is really just fantastic.
I mean,
Good God.
The score doesn't even tell the story. The Colts should have lost this game. They were down 20-3 in the fourth quarter. Texans let them back in for no reason. No reason at all. But then no one could seem to score, so it was a lovely tie, which I'm happy because I was raging because I was like in the fourth quarter going, I fucking told you the Texans were gonna win. I knew they were gonna win. Now that it's a tie, I'm like, oh well, no one saw that coming, so that's fine.
Matt Ryan, he had 352 yards, a TD, a pick. Jonathan Taylor, 161 yards and a touchdown. He's picking up where he left off.
Also ran him 31 times.
And Michael Pittman, 121 yards and a touchdown. Pretty good.
Yep.
And Kwity Paye had 2 sacks. Fun name.
Hey.
And EJ Speed had a sack. Go EJ Speed.
Also great.
Yep. But how about Davis Mills, dude? 23, 37, 240, and 2 touchdowns.
Davis the Neck Mills.
He
looked good. He looked like, honestly, he looks better than all of the other rookie quarterbacks from his class right now.
Yep. Yeah, he's looking good.
Zach Wilson still hasn't played and won't for a while,
which isn't good.
You gotta play to get in the running.
Yeah,
looks the best.
Yeah, but no, Davis, he does. He honestly does, and he. I always love these, like the ones that are not projected in the top. For
I'm happy for him. Like, good for him, because like he was on nobody's radar. He was just like he was overshadowed by everyone else, and it's like, oh yeah, actually Davis Mills is still quite good. And given the fact of what he had to play with, like during his tenure at the Texans, like that's just makes it even more impressive.
Yeah,
that he had to go into a system like that.
Yeah.
I mean, can you name a wide receiver on the Texans team?
Well,
Brandon Cooks, because I have him.
No, right.
But that's about it.
That's pretty much it. Didn't get OJ from the Bucks though, which I was sad to see OJ go. But
OJ had 2 touchdowns.
He's gonna be a threat. And he
said no one ever, by the way.
Well, the Texans did, but that's because they didn't have anyone else.
No, I just meant sad to see OJ go.
Oh yeah. All right. I get it. So yeah, this game tied.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And this was a kick problem, right? Wasn't there kick things?
Yeah, I think this was a kick problem.
Yes, but also like a hugely cowardly play by the
punted.
The Texans.
Oh right,
punted. Yeah. They punted. It's like, do you guys not know the ties exist? Why are you punting?
I think they were basically saying, "Okay, we're okay with the tie."
No, that's exactly what they're saying. It's like, what the?
And honestly, I think they're right. Like, they should have won that game.
Oh, it's a great result for them. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, the Colts are probably expected to win that division, right?
Probably. Such a cowardly play. Just go for it. Look, do what the Giants did. Just go for it.
I do agree. Yeah.
Just like strategically, it checks out. Like that's a good result for the Texans.
I still don't know why they cut Blankenship because he went 2 of 3, so he only missed 1. Even though I guess
That's all they needed. They were looking for any excuse they could get.
I guess,
Yeah.
but like,
They
who
were
else are you
after
gonna bring in?
Blankenship. I don't know. I don't even know why teams do this when it's like in the season they change kickers. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. It's like, get rid of them. It's like, all right, now who do we get?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So because so many,
it?
I bet you what's going to happen with the Colts is they're going to hold tryouts because they do that all the time
Yeah.
whenever it happens like this, and it's just like, why did you put yourself in this? Why not just? But
Yeah, I don't know. They invite Blankenship to the tryouts. Like, all right.
I did call his miss, by the way. I went, even though no one was here at my house, like other than my friends who were here that heard me call it. I was like, yeah, he's gonna miss. Like he is super rattled, especially with everything he had going on last year mentally, like that he was having problems with. I'm like, he still has got the cobwebs up there, and he completely shanked it. I was surprised that they waived him, for sure, because it was like just like Bear saying, like who else they're gonna get at this point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, either way, this was a classic AFC South matchup, and there you go. So, for the first time in, what was it, like 8 years, the Colts did not lose week 1.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
And finger curls.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah. I was about to...
Then we had Saints Falcons, which was a closer matchup than I thought it'd be.
Ended up being a pretty good game. Falcons, they did the Falcons thing where they at a point had a 98% chance of winning or something. And then lost, which is we've come to expect. It's not even surprising anymore.
Yep.
They just Falcons it up.
They changed QBs even, and it's still happening. They've changed coaches. It's just
the curse must be on the owner at this point, right?
100%.
Like there's no one else to get rid of.
Yeah.
Cordero Patterson though still the magic man for the Falcons.
Yeah, he was on my bench in fantasy actually, and you know what? I think he might be a starter now.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah,
he was their offense last year, and it looks like he's still their offense this year.
Yeah.
Mariota did okay.
Is a game where both quarterbacks did very okay.
Yeah. Honestly, Mariota putting up like what's his name stats from the Eagles. We just talked about.
Numbers.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts numbers there. Ran for 72 and a touchdown, threw for 215, and that's it. But
he was always more of a running QB.
Yeah.
But you know, the Italian stallion will get it done on the Dirty Birds eventually.
Yep. And Sinvicta's favorite, Jameis Winston, 269, 2 TDs, no interceptions. That LASIK still coming in handy.
You didn't throw any interceptions. You get a gold star as an NFL quarterback for not throwing any.
Taysom Hill, 81 yards and a TD running.
Jarvis Landry looking sharp today for the Saints.
Look at that. Jarvis Landry.
And then the return of Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Michael Thomas, 2 TDs, 57.
Showed up in the second half, mostly on one drive, actually. They just kept feeding him.
Yeah, and then they drafted Chris Olave in the first round. He had 41 yards. Not too bad for his first game. So, I mean, Saints, they still got some decent offensive weapons out there.
Another missed field goal to end this one as well. Just add that to the list. It was a long one, though.
Yeah.
It was like 61 yards or something.
Yeah, he was, Younghoe Koo is, like, usually pretty good. He was 4 of 4 already at that game, so it's like you might as well just let him try it.
Right, yeah.
Dude, this is such an aside, but I don't understand how he's, like, ranked 16th out of all the kickers on fantasy. Like he's always been good ever since he's joined the league. He rarely misses.
Like not have a leg though. Like he doesn't kick it very far.
Maybe that's
he almost hit a 65-yarder.
So the thing is with kickers, with fantasy football, like when I pick a kicker, I am picking a kicker on a team that scores a lot of points.
Okay, so they're saying the Falcons aren't going to be scoring a lot.
Pretty much.
Because every extra point is 1 point of fantasy.
Right.
Yeah, so if you take like the Chiefs kicker, you're like, there's 5 points already.
Right. Yeah.
5 every week. Yeah.
I just imagine Apollo saying, doesn't he like not have a leg? He's like, man, that's gonna make it real hard. That's pretty impressive.
More impressive, man.
That would be incredible.
How's he kicking these balls?
he's doing a hop.
That's amazing. Drop kicking it.
Yeah.
So either way, I mean, the Falcons did all right. They tried their best. And they still almost won it. So
I should have had the 1v4 on that. I'm mad.
Then we had New York Jets football.
Oh boy, here we go.
We don't even really need to go, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yep. Joe Flacco threw the ball 59 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Recipe for success.
That's a real interesting point you just made there, Krendor.
Yep.
That Joe Flacco, Elite Dragon.
Yeah.
Of course, 37-year-old
Super Bowl
QB,
champion Joe Flacco.
Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's 37 years old, and for some reason he's throwing the ball 59 times. Now, we're losing the whole game.
Yep. Yep.
Sure. But like, guys,
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
if you don't have to do anything else. You tell me in a game that Joe Flacco is throwing 59 times, I know that it's a loss. I know that is a loss. Okay? Yeah. So I'm curious as to the thinking of our good friend the MILF and Robert Saleh.
Yeah.
Because to me seems a strange decision.
It's questionable.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think the Ravens even looked that good this game.
No.
This was like a one-score game for an atrociously long amount of time.
Yeah. I think it's because Lamar Jackson actually didn't run well. He only ran 17 yards on 6 attempts, but he actually threw for 213 and 3 touchdowns.
So, I mean, the one thing that I will say is that the defense did look. The defense looked improved.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
you'll take anything at this point.
Well, no, actually, what I was going to say was, as a Jets fan of however many years now, since 2009, I'm fucking tired of this. The defense looked pretty good. Great. We can't get first downs, so it doesn't fucking matter if the defense is pretty good.
And Mark.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Now,
fucking care. I mean, look, Sauce Gardner looked pretty good. It was actually good in the way that Revis was good, where it was like he didn't show up on the stat line, but that was because they tried to throw to him like once or twice, and they were like, no, fuck that, and that's great. But like, you know, okay, we have our backup QB, we have our 2 starting tackles are out.
Yep.
But guys, I mean,
I feel you.
It's just, you know, at a certain point, a person becomes broken.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just it's bad. It's bad.
The weird part is that the Jets had 24 first downs and the Ravens had 13.
Yeah.
But
they
just didn't do anything with those first downs.
Points is the problem.
Yeah.
Like, why weren't they translated? Were they just getting to like midfield and then doing nothing?
Well, I mean, so like, you know, actually, offensively, there were also some bright spots. Some of our younger guys, Michael Carter, you know, Corey Davis looked pretty good.
Breece Hall looked okay.
Breece Hall. You know, there was some stuff, so that's good. But you know, it's just I've been saying this exact thing for many years.
Yep.
It's just it doesn't matter.
This is a recording actually that we're playing right now. This isn't even a live version of Rob.
This is Rob from back like in 2017.
It's just like, okay, there were bright spots, but we looked horrible. It was just it's just funny because like, you know, I look at the Jets subreddit because Reddit has dominated all of forums on the internet and did away with all of them. So the only place to see anything is on Reddit. So I go to the Jets subreddit, and it's funny because, you know, there are still fans out there in the world who are like relentless optimists We're just
Well,
like,
they're young.
guys, yeah,
They're in their
maybe
20s
they're
still.
new. Yeah, but it's just like I can't. There are bright spots. Great. We're getting fucking obliterated. And how bright is it? How bright? Really, how bright is it? I mean, because here's the other thing: is the bright spots only showed up in the garbage time? Really? I mean, Michael Carter looked pretty good throughout the game and stuff, and yeah, that's good. But like in garbage time is where like this game was not 24-9 really. Like we scored 6 points at the end in the fourth quarter. Like it's bad. And I don't know, man. The season's over, but I guess we didn't do the in between with the preseason, but like after preseason week 1, the season was already pretty much over. Because like I fucking knew it. I chose to believe at the end that Zach Wilson might be coming back week 1. But when he first went down, I was like, he's fucking gone. He's out for the whole season. They're not saying it because they don't want to. He's their guy. He's the QB. They don't want to say it. And they already did this before. Is the other thing, because they did this with Mekhi Becton and other people too. And so so I was like, he's fucking dead. So now he's gonna be back at week 4 at the earliest, which
They say he's doing drills. He's doing some individual drills.
Yeah, well,
he's drilling a lot of things.
I'll believe it.
They just mean that he's like fixing his house up a little bit.
Right, yeah.
He's got a lot of spare time. But like, Rob, this feels like a mean question, but it does feel like the time to ask it. Is the franchise dead?
It's I think it's
because where else is there to go now in like pessimism?
Yeah.
It's been years, like you said, and there's not a lot that I would consider like even if you get the number 1 pick for the next 3 years, is that going to do it? Like what's going to happen?
We've had 5 first-round picks in 2 years, and this is our team.
Yeah.
What? Like, it's not working. And look. Here's the other thing: in the Jets subreddit, among the Jets fan base, there's still a huge group of people that love Joe Douglas. And I'll tell you, look, I understand. So he's done more for offense than the past GMs, but obviously, it fucking stinks. It's horrible.
After I asked you that question, I did feel like the concerted grumpiness of much worse fan bases telling, "Oh, you think you got it bad? Yeah,
it's like the weather people. You think that's cold? I live in Antarctica where you die when you walk outside."
I think, though, that the Jets in particular, it's like where you've described it before, Rob, where it's like they don't have to improve. They have no incentive to improve. They're going to keep making more money every year.
Yeah. The owners have no reason to. I mean, they would make more money if they were better, but like they make more money than teams that are winning in the league. So who gives a shit?
They've won 13 games in the last 3 years. I guess 4 now.
Wild, man.
Yeah, and by the way, that's Joe Douglas's record as a GM, and you could say all the different things about all the different adversities that he faced, and he has, but like,
Rob, just give him some time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's still on a learning curve, transition period.
Guys, can you believe Adam Gase doesn't have a job right now? I can't.
God,
that's unreal.
I cannot believe that happened. That's a thing that happened.
Yep.
He was a coach.
He was. The whole. It's all horrible. I mean, we're looking down the barrel of another rebuild, a third rebuild.
I mean, you haven't left it.
Yeah,
they're still in the garage. They've been in the garage.
I mean, they're gonna hit.
Keep teasing it like you're pushing the car out and you're looking around the driveway like any minute now, but then you keep pulling it back in.
Oh, the garage door broke, dude. Like you couldn't even get it open.
I think there is a more meta part of what's happening here.
Oh.
Yeah, well, yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a more meta part of what's happening here, and that is simply magic.
Ooh. Yep. We're just not meant to understand it.
Yeah.
The Jets are cursed. The Jets are cursed, and until Joe Namath is dead, and his pact with the devil has concluded, and he's rotting in hell, the Jets will never win. Will never win any meaningful games.
Breaking news: Joe Namath assassinated by angry Jets fans. Suspect remains at large. Yeah,
actually, let me clarify. I'm joking.
Right.
And I do not wish any harm to come upon Joe Namath.
Let me put this pitchfork away then, I guess.
Yeah.
I will say, it looks like, they had 4 draft picks this year with like the first 2 rounds, right? And all 4 of those guys looked pretty good. Like Sauce Gardner was good, Garrett Wilson was good.
That's the thing, though. That's what Rob is
solid.
saying. Is like those little glimmers are not enough to, that is not what a good team makes. Is like having 3 or 4 really good skill players.
That's true.
It hasn't translated, and the other thing is like,
but they still need time. But I guess the problem is you don't got time because you've been losing for so long.
Yeah,
they got nothing but time.
That's true. They got nothing
and
but
actually.
time.
And like Robert Saleh came out and had a sassy news conference because everyone's basically already calling for his head.
Yeah,
and Joe
call
Douglas
him Sassy Saleh.
Sassy Saleh,
and sometimes he's spicy too.
Yummy.
He was like I'm taking receipts of everybody who mocks the Jets, and, fans and stuff. And it's just like, oh god, Robert Saleh, he seems like a nice guy, and I get it from his perspective. He's been here for 2 years. This is a tire fire. This is horrible. But and he's being blindsided. Everyone, they're booing him they're saying they're chanting fire Saleh. It's the second year.
His first game of the second year.
Right, yeah. And he's getting kind of frustrated by it, but I think everybody should understand from the Jets fans' perspective, maybe your second year, Mr. Saleh, but it's been like 15 of just not even bad football, not even losing, embarrassing football.
Yeah. I think that's the difference of like the Lions. Like the Lions lose, but you can tell they're trying. Like they're constantly trying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Jets just lose in ways that is just funny for other people to make fun of. Like it's just like we're like the Wimp Low of the NFL.
Yeah.
They trained us wrong as a joke. And it's very funny. But not hilarious. If you're a fan because you're an idiot and decided to be a fan of this team.
Well, speaking of jokes.
If you look at them in that. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Speaking of jokes, this is too good of a segue. The Jaguars played the Washington football team.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Look at that.
Another real disappointing result from this week.
Woo! Hey, I bet Trevor Lawrence is happy he went to the Jaguars and not the Jets. Woo, man.
Yeah.
That could have been bad.
I still have not seen anything from Trevor Lawrence that makes me go, oh.
Davis Mills has been better than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
By far.
He has.
Yeah.
Hot take.
I will say, Carson Wentz is so fucking annoying.
He's still here. Dude.
He's so bad, but then he's randomly good. I don't want to say he's good and he's randomly bad. No, he's bad, but then he's just randomly good. And that's what happened at the end of this game. He threw a fucking beautiful touchdown pass. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I was like, why can't you just do that always? You'd be like amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that guy. The guy I was with Kirk Cousins a little bit. Carson Wentz.
All right.
There we go.
Oh, Carson Wentz during the regular season, he's real good.
Yep.
Honestly, like he's been that way for stat wise, at least like getting yardage and volume stuff.
He got that Eagles team to the Super Bowl, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, and just through the regular season stuff. But he also he just kind of like folds under pressure, I think, a lot of the time. And that happens in like playoff situations or high pressure situations or just generally just like decision making. But he's like a gunslinger and he is pretty accurate when he's on. And he's on a good deal of the time, a lot of the time in the regular season. So I don't know.
Think he's good.
I mean,
I don't think he's like good either. I think he's like, I don't know.
He's too inconsistent.
Yeah, he's streaky. You know, that's what he is. He's like kind of normally below average, but streakily good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He's like, even his stat line, 27 of 41, 313, 4 TDs, 2 picks. You're kind of like, I mean, he's good, but he had 2 picks and he didn't complete a lot, but it was still good enough. Like, I don't know. But I mean, hey, they're in the NFC East, so
yeah,
anything can happen over there.
Except the Cowboys winning.
Except the Cowboys winning. That's not allowed. And as you can see, that's not going to happen. They're not going to win.
Right. The universe decided very quickly on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm telling you, magic is real, and football proves it, and we can see it in action here.
No, we already called this like months ago. It was just the universe is catching up to our predictions.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's just the Cowboys being like, I mean, okay, we'll get to that one. We haven't even.
Right.
Either way, this game sucked and Washington won.
Go Bucks.
Then we had the Vikings-Packers.
Yeah.
Ooh, how'd you feel about this one, Coach?
All right. Let me tell you about the Week 1 curse of the Green Bay Packers. It's been lasting for 2 years now. This is the second year.
Okay.
I don't know what the shit was going on.
You angered some spirit.
So, okay, first off, Vikings looked like legitimate good. Like, I think they're probably top 3 in the NFC right now. Like, the whole issue I had with the Vikings going into this season, I think I mentioned it in our preseason thing, was their defense. They always had, like, here they go, Kirk Cousins and Jefferson and Thielen and Cook. Like, their offense was never the problem. Their offensive line kind of sucked, but, like, I think they've improved it. But that was always their thing. And then their defense was like, oh, here we go. And it would always be like 35-30. But their defense actually looked good. So I was like, well, that's not good. Zadarius Smith was part of it. He got a sack. They just I don't know. They just look good. And so first thing, they drive down the field. Jefferson was going crazy. He had 184 yards and 2 touchdowns on 9 catches.
Just 9.
Just 9
That's
catches.
20 yards a catch.
Yep, 20 yards a catch. Maybe we should stop playing zone defense. What are the like? Just like we'll just play zone. Let them, they'll pick up their 10, 15 yards every play, but at least we don't give up the deep play. Like, what are you doing?
Every play.
It was so dumb. And then after the game, Jair Alexander, who's legitimately he's like a top 5 corner in the league, who I thought was going to be on Jefferson because he's done it before and done well, was like, yeah, I don't know. I told the coaches, let me go on Jefferson. And I was going all week. I was asking for the matchup, but hey, you know what? It's about the team, so whatever. So I was like, what? So they literally line up Preston Smith, a 270-pound linebacker on Jefferson, and put Alexander in a zone against Thielen. And guess what? It didn't work. Wow, crazy. Who would have guessed that? Putting a linebacker on a top 3 wide receiver in the league doesn't work.
And the guy they did cover, Adam Thielen, had no points for you. So there you go.
Yep, there you go. Then we put Stokes on Jefferson, who Stokes is a good number 2, and he played well last year. But what are you doing? Then let me go to the offense now. The offense, first play of the game. All right, we're like, all right, here we go. Let's see what we got. First play of the game, Aaron Rodgers, beautiful pass, right down the sidelines. Christian Watson. Wide open. He's beat his man. Drops it. Wide open. Literally, if he catches the ball, it's a touchdown. 7-7. Drops it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, actually.
That was the first play of our offense. And I was like, we're cursed. It's over. And, then we did not do anything with that. And it was just, from there on, I knew.
Talk about the Aaron Rodgers stat line, Coach.
22 of 34, 195, and a pick. That pick was kind of him just winging it. It wasn't like an actual, he was just rolling out and he just threw it up hoping. So, I actually give him props because sometimes he doesn't do that. He's like, I ain't taking that, but he actually did try.
Now, would you say that the loss of a certain wide receiver?
Would you say that the announcers bring up Devontae Adams every 3 minutes and then being like, over in Las Vegas, it looks like Adams has 140 yards. That's more than the Packers offense has right
Adams
now.
has 4,000 yards in the first quarter.
8 billion yards. Here's the thing. We had Devontae Adams in the playoffs. It didn't matter. We didn't do shit with them on that. We got 7 points. We couldn't punt the ball.
Yeah. Well, they covered him, unlike Justin Jefferson was.
Yeah, they covered him like that. Then Aaron Jones was getting going. We started rolling. Big Bob Tonyan was back. I'm like, okay, here we go. We're starting. We got down to the 1 yard line. I was like, here we go. 4th and goal. We spread out 4 or 5 wide. We run it up the middle and get stuffed. I was like, we did this so many times last year at the goal line. Just run it up the middle. Can we stop running up the middle? Like, my God. And they're like, we have A.J. Dillon. He's got big quads. Well, yeah, then run him to the outside so he can run over somebody that's smaller than him and doesn't weigh like 350 pounds in the middle.
Yeah. It looked like Mike McCarthy was still running the offense out there.
It was so painful. So, like, at this point, we had a drop touchdown and then a 4th and 1 getting stuffed. It would be like 14-13 at that point if we knew what we were doing and knew how to catch a football in a professional NFL game. But we don't. And so it was just cursed. And then, they after that, it was just kind of whatever was happening. They got a touchdown. It was like neat. It actually looked like they could have came back in the second half. They were down by 2 scores, and then it was just whatever. Main point being, the Vikings are a good football team. They're definitely be a problem. This was a rough week 1 matchup for just, it's a divisional game against a good team in the division on the road. So, and we suck week 1 anyway. But I think they'll be fine. I mean, last year we lost like 35-3 against the Saints week 1. So whatever. But it could have been close is what I was saying. Like, that's why it doesn't upset me too much, because like we were a drop touchdown and a goal line score away from being like 23-21 in this game. So it's like whatever. And we lost to a good team. So I mean, I'm not worried. I'll be fine. But by the way, sleeper pick Romeo Doubs actually had 37 yards receiving, and he made some good catches. Look at that.
Look at that, 37 whole yards.
Yeah. Yeah, but I thought Sammy Watkins was going to do stuff. He didn't really, so that was concerning.
Yeah.
Rodgers was getting pressured almost every play.
Oh, yeah. He was getting pressured real heavy. So
the line was falling apart.
Yeah, we'd have Bakhtiari still out and Jenkins is still out, who are like our 2 best offensive linemen. So I think they're just, holding out hope for them to come back in a couple of weeks. But until then,
it's the last time I'm ever picking with you ever again.
So yeah, I don't know. And then they only gave Aaron Jones 5 carries, and he had 49 yards. So I was like, why don't we use Aaron Jones more? Like, I don't know. It seemed like a bad game plan. It seemed like people were rusty. I honestly think that is kind of the downside of not playing a preseason as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't get injured, but you come out looking like ass. Either way, I think we'll be fine. All that matters is you finish strong in the NFL, and you got so whatever.
No, I think the past couple of years with the preseasons, like teams usually the first couple of weeks are kind of shaky.
Yeah.
For all across the league.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do? We just have to beat the Vikings in Green Bay when we do that game, whenever that happens. Then we had Giants Titans.
What the fuck?
The New York Football Giants.
How does this happen?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Saquon Barkley had 164 yards and a touchdown. That's pretty good.
That definitely helped.
Yeah.
Happy for him, dude.
Yeah.
He had to go through a lot of work to get back.
He had the game-winning 2-point conversion too. That doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was
so that's basically like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I love that call, by the way. I'm just being like, screw it.
I love when
playing
bad teams,
to win.
Yep.
When bad teams know that they're bad and are like, fuck it, we're just gonna go.
Yeah.
And then they go in and it works, and you're like, yes, you don't have anything to lose, and you know it.
Yeah, it's like if we go to overtime, we're gonna lose. So let's just go for it now.
Yeah.
But they didn't proceed to let Tennessee right down the field way too fast.
And they didn't even run it up the middle at the goal line. Wow, that was crazy.
I really don't understand. Like, it's the most predictable thing to run it right up the gut on the goal line and just bounce it to the outside. There's so many times where the cornerbacks are just like not expecting it And even like with a quarterback sneak, like they saw who was it? Was it Geno who did it last night?
So.
Yeah, they just bounce to the outside, super easy, just walks it on in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually held Derrick Henry to 82 yards, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Tannehill
is kind of
okay.
worrying too with Henry. Like I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily indicative, but I mean, I hope he's still, good and not fucked up from all the punishment
injuries.
that his body's
I mean, that's what happens when you carry an entire football franchise on your back for
yeah. I will say, Treylon Burks was supposed to be the AJ Brown, but he was not AJ Brown. He was okay at 55 yards, but AJ Brown in Philadelphia had 150 something yards. So
yeah,
I think they're gonna miss AJ Brown quite a bit.
It's just a weird stat line too, because you look at this and you're like, 2 for 10 on third down for the Giants and 3 for 11 on third down for the Titans.
Yeah,
no one could do anything, and the 6 punts from both teams. The Giants got sacked 5 times, 2 turnovers.
Yep.
Like, how did they win? What happened?
Yeah,
This game is weird.
And it was 13-0 Titans at halftime.
Yeah.
So that is
Saquon really showed up. Is really part of it. I mean, he is like look at that stat. I mean, I think he had like one really big run.
Yeah.
I don't remember how long it was. It was a long one though, I think.
It's like 40 yards, I think. I remember.
Yeah, I was looking on the old Pro Football Reference. I think it had it. It was 68 yards. He had the longest run.
Right.
Anyway, and Taysom Hill had the second at 57.
I mean, that was a wild one too. Yeah,
that was wild.
But that resulted in him averaging 9.1 yards per carry in this game, which is just absurd. So.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, will the Giants continue this? Nope. I don't think so.
I mean, it's the NFC East. You literally never know. It could be. It could end up being that the Giants end up winning the division this year.
It could happen to you.
Yeah.
Then we had Chargers Raiders, which was pretty much what we thought. It was going to be a close game. I would say the difference was Derek Carr throwing 3 interceptions.
Yeah, there was, watching the end of this game, the Raiders had so many chances to win. They were down 1 score. Carr got the ball. All right, Carr, you're the star. Let's go. This is your offense. You have Devontae Adams. Like, this is your time to... Okay, no, you couldn't do it. Okay, you got another chance. Your team got you the ball back again. You still got plenty of time on the clock. Here you are. This is your game-winning drive. Okay, you fucked it up. Like, they had like 2 or 3 chances to win the game, and Derek Carr, and it was entirely on Derek Carr. He just couldn't do it. I told you guys in the group chat, I've gone from a Derek Carr believer to a Derek Carr hater because of this game. I do not think he's good enough.
Dude, he targeted Devontae 17 times.
Yeah, they were feeding him.
Oh
hard.
Yeah, they've become the new 2021 Packers.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, 141 yards and a TD for Devontae. Pretty solid, but
you guys are just way overthinking this division. Just way overthinking it.
I mean, I don't know.
My prediction was exactly correct. I told you the Chiefs would be the best team in the league. All right, I said it.
Yeah, but you said the Broncos were higher.
Yeah, you said the fucking Broncos going to win the division. What are you talking about?
Trying to retcon that.
By the way, Justin Herbert got sacked 0 times.
Yeah,
that's dangerous.
And
he resulted in 3 touchdowns for him too.
Yeah, the Chargers are going to do the same thing they did last year. Look really red hot. Justin Herbert's going to look like an MVP candidate. Week 1 MVP front runner. They're going to fall apart after week 9. That's what they do every single year.
I will say, Khalil Mack 3 sacks.
Yeah, Khalil Mack with the addition with them having Derwin James. Oh my God, that's like
and Joey Bosa.
Bosa.
That's insane.
The Chargers defense is for real, but they're going to get spanked by the Chiefs.
They have Asante Samuel Jr. too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
It's always funny.
You the speaking of the Chiefs, man. It was right there.
Oh, yeah, you did. Speaking of the Chiefs. Wow. Patrick Mahomes.
They're still good.
They're still good. That's crazy.
To double down on the Chiefs are going to be worse this year because I think that's funny. This I know there was some controversy because I think what was it PFF or whatever whatever they're called.
Yeah.
They were basically like going on Mahomes even though his stat line was literally like perfect. I do think they were right though in that just like they didn't play a team. There was no defense on the field this game. There was this wasn't a team. It was awful to watch. Like
it wasn't even the Chiefs on the field.
I don't know. I think there's a huge just clash on that team with Kyler Murray and the coach and just everyone because that was disgusting to watch. The Chiefs basically just threw the ball to wide open receivers the entire game for 1 billion yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, one thing I am looking forward to is the mid-season Hard Knocks, though. Whoo, baby!
Oh yeah, it's the Cardinals.
That's going to be spicy.
Oh, that'll be. Oh boy, yeah. Okay, so the thing that I want to say actually about the PFF thing, by the way, is that like it's actually a good example of why these sort of general or sort of I don't know exactly how to describe the kind of
stats don't tell the full story, but sometimes they do.
Well, it's not even that stats don't tell the full story. It's like the individual stats that PFF tracks; those are valuable, and you can form conclusions from them, and maybe they'll be partially right. But something like this, where it's one number that defines a QB, is it kind of shows that like, what's the point? You know, like Patrick Mahomes he threw 360 yards, 5 touchdowns. Do you really need that much more information than that?
It's
you know what I mean?
Like, it's stat nerds trying to sound smart in football.
Yeah, I don't think you need to degrade his performance. I do think you need to just speak at how bad the Cardinals defense was this game, though. Like that's something you got to say.
That's true, but like I guess my overarching point is like the number is trying to like separate the person from like the context and the system and stuff, and it's just like I don't think you can do that, and I don't think you should. It's kind of pointless, you know. Patrick Mahomes does well. Patrick Mahomes, even if he has difficult throws in a game, is still able to complete those throws because of all the other factors that make that team good. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, he had a couple of like scoop passes that were just incredible.
Dude,
like,
I love watching him play because he's playground balling out there, man.
Yeah.
He just finds whatever way he can.
I
know, but
here's the guy.
Here's the guy.
So fun. He just makes it look so fun because he fucking just throws it whichever way works. He's like underhand, sidearm, any kind of fucking bullshit. He just makes it happen.
Yeah, just
no,
here's a guy.
Right, yeah. He was dying.
It's just like Mike Evans described him in the Super Bowl. Is like he's a magician.
Yeah,
man. He's a magician, and
I just want to appreciate it while we're fucking witnessing it, man. It's just like
he really is.
He's so good.
He really is. It is amazing. Like, it's basically he's Brett Favre without the bad sides.
Yeah, he really is. Also, Juju Smith-Schuster actually did pretty well. 79 yards.
Pretty damn good. Yeah.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire had a monster game too.
Oh yeah, he did.
He's turned out to be quite the receiving threat as a back.
Yeah, he's a super hybrid guy. Sky Moore had 30 yards, 1 catch, the rookie. Travis Kelce, 121 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, big surprise there, right?
I am so upset I didn't get him in fantasy.
He was taken super early
he's
in our draft.
Getting close to like a
I was about to take him with my second pick, and he got picked up.
Yeah,
so that sucked. But you know, Cardinals suck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yep.
Speaking of suck,
the Dallas Cowboys played the Buccaneers, and this game in general.
This game was just not fun to watch. Even as a Bucs fan, it wasn't fun to watch. But I do love beating the Cowboys on Week 1 every year.
Yep.
Can I get a funeral march for everybody that picked CeeDee Lamb and Ezekiel Elliott in their fantasy drafts? Because oof, dude.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. That's a Taps moment there.
This was a tough game just because the Bucs did not look good either. They didn't.
Yeah, their offensive line is banged up. Bad.
The O-line.
Yeah, and we had another freaking injury.
Yep.
We got another gosh dang injury, and then now Godwin is also hurt with a hamstring. He's going to be out for a while.
Yep. Julio Jones looked good.
Yeah, he was doing good.
Yeah. during the preseason, like, hey, Julio still got some spice left in the tank, and some people are like, oh no, he's too old. No, he is the deep threat that we definitely love having opposite of Mike Evans. Not that Mike isn't a deep threat either, but Julio can that catch that he had was unbelievable.
That was
just fucking moves, dude. It's crazy.
Like 4 or 5 years ago, people would have been saying, like, imagine if there was a fantasy team that had Tom Brady and Julio Jones on the same team, and it was like, it only exists in fantasy, and now here we are, and I'm like, I was really happy to have him to add him, and like that's gonna be tough to beat.
Makes me think of Moss back in the day, dude.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, drawing lots of Moss comparisons, but overall, I mean, Tom, he looked comfortable despite having his not the Masked Singer appearance. And I think the Bucs are going to be fine. I think that as long as injuries stop happening, that needs to just stop right now.
Yeah,
because we don't have any more offensive linemen to go through. Like, we're out. Like, we are tapped out. Jensen's not going to be back for a while. If Tristan, I will say this: if Tristan Wirfs goes down, we are screwed. Our season is absolutely hosed. So Tom did great for what he had to work with on the line, but man, I am worried about the injuries getting just piled up and piled up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they play with all the injuries coming in, but
go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
Leonard Fournette also 127 yards.
Yeah, Lenny looked good. Ryan Suckup looked great for kicking 400 million field goals.
Yep.
Anyway,
I will say on the Cowboys side, even before Dak Prescott got hurt, he wasn't looking great.
Horrible.
Yeah.
So, like, 14 of 29, 134
When are
and a
they
pick.
going to fire Mike McCarthy?
Where are they going to move on?
Who would have guessed that? Wow.
Like, I keep telling people, like, the only people who are like still high on Dak are Cowboys fans. That's it. Like, Dak has not done anything to prove that he's like, they got him to the playoff. It's like he doesn't do anything that's overly impressive.
Mike McCarthy is one of the worst coaches.
Mike McCarthy's the problem.
Well, also though, like Dak and Zeke,
not good.
Sometimes it feels like they're still in their like rookie and sophomore years.
It kind of does.
Like, they've spent like their whole fucking careers with Dallas and nothing has happened, and they've had other leadership in that organization, outside of Jerry Jones, obviously, but they just haven't been able to make anything happen there.
I mean, they've got the Derek Carr syndrome. It's at some point you got to move on or you got to go for someone else because it's just not working, bro.
Yeah,
not working. Not that I give a shit about the Cowboys, but I'm just saying.
Fuck the Cowboys. I don't care.
I
don't
care at all.
Suck forever for all. For all
Ezekiel Elliott is supposed to be like one of the best running backs in the NFL, and he's not.
Yeah, dude, he's still he's still supposed to be like one of the top fantasy backs, dude. It's like, well, who is deciding this? Have you been watching the last 2 seasons?
Yeah, he's going off of not last season, but the previous season in fantasy. That's the only reason why they're so still like, oh, it's Zeke's back to Zeke form and stuff, dude. Cowboys
it's
fans.
Still the rest of Dallas is the problem, It's like
the Cowboys are always overrated in every media thing everywhere. Just because they got the America's team thing and they make the most money.
Yeah, they're fucking doomed, man. No doubt.
By the way,
God bless them.
The most penalized teams this week. Number 1, the Jaguars with 13. Yep. Number 2, the Broncos and the 49ers with 12. And number 3, the Cowboys and the Eagles with 10. So,
fire Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy. Not coaching them up too well either. Not doing great on the play calling. Not great.
Are you saying that Mike McCarthy's mojo's gone?
I think it might be. It's not a mojo moment.
Can we take a moment to appreciate, by the way, for a second, mojo moment, that Tom Brady is having a mojo moment in that he's playing his first retirement back year.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's true.
I think maybe he's gonna have a couple of those.
I actually forgot he retired. Like I legitimately forgot
for 40 days, Bear.
Yep.
40 days.
No, it doesn't feel like that happened. Like that, it might as well not have happened. Like,
it basically
wasn't a real retirement.
Yeah, it essentially didn't.
Yeah, remember when Fox gave him like $11 million to be an analyst? Like, whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like $1 billion deal or something?
Yeah, it was a
that?
ludicrous amount of money.
Oh man.
Yeah. He'll probably get more once he comes out eventually.
Rich people, right? Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Also, I loved how every like young cowboy guy was going up to Tom Brady like, "I love you, man. You're great."
Yeah, that was great. At the
Because
end,
they were all like fetuses when he started his career.
Yeah.
yeah,
Dude,
he's
they weren't
become
even-
a novelty.
they weren't
He's a
even a
novelty
fetus.
opponent.
Yeah.
It didn't exist.
I mean, I was just looking. I looked at his stat page, and I was just like, his birth date is 1977, which
Yeah.
you know, it's just like, you know, it's not that old, really, but like, it's just
in
funny.
comparison, you know, like he's
Yeah.
playing against kids that were born over the millennium, you know, like it's
Right.
fucking nuts.
Yeah.
It's actually insane. Like,
Yeah.
and they were just like, "Tom, what's it feel like being the oldest person in the league?" He's like, "I've been that for a while."
And I can't wait to watch him play some more.
Yeah.
It's-
well,
I
I mean,
mean, even
hopefully
at
he
this
doesn't
point-
die.
Yeah. No, a lot.
Freaking-
I mean, he's gonna die eventually, Rob. We think anyway.
I
Yeah.
mean, like
I don't
for the
think
past
so.
couple of years, with your O line has been good, but now it's kind of shitty. So like, he might just fucking explode.
He might, yeah.
He just explodes on
No,
contact.
just like actually it blows up. Like Tom
Yeah.
Brady
Yeah.
blows up is that
No, like
headline.
two guys hit him slightly wrong, and then he just
He
gets
just
completely
explodes. And everyone's like,
dismembered.
"Oh my
Joe
god!" And
Buck-
then Rob's
Brady
like, "I saw it
dropping
coming."
back. Brady dropping back in the pocket. He gets hit by Hainsworth. Oh my God! He exploded.
Well,
There's a mushroom cloud on the field.
tell
Troy,
you
what do
what,
you think
Joe.
about that?
Tell you
Well,
what,
Joe,
Joe.
I tell
I've
you
seen
what.
a few guys explode in my day.
Yeah, he's probably going to go on the IRR, but he might be back to the playoffs. Back to you, Joe.
Now, just want to be clear that we're not wishing ill will on anybody. It's
Right,
just
no.
inarguably hilarious that if Tom Brady exploded, that would be so funny.
Very
It would be very funny. The only
here's a
person.
here's a guy who knows when to explode.
Now here's a guy. You love his thighs. You love his glutes. You love when he explodes. All right.
Look at the angle that his arm flew off right here. Off at the perfect angle. That's
You just know he
Tom
had
Brady.
that planned, you know?
Only Tom Brady could make that angle happen with his left arm.
Absolutely.
Doing actual, now there's a man dead. No, he's still so impressive.
I mean, look at that blood spray pattern. I'm telling you.
Oh my god.
This is
right in the end.
what they're going to be talking about in generations to come right here. We saw history.
And you know what? He died doing what he loved, and that's good for him.
Playing football.
That's the only way I can see it. happen.
Exploding? Oh no, playing football, right? Yeah.
Right. Well, that too. Honestly, He
and
just
then-
only gets to do that once.
Speaking of exploding as a team,
Okay.
the Denver Broncos.
Okay,
Hey, dude.
listen to these. I'm looking at the stats page. Listen
Okay.
to this.
Yeah.
The Broncos had more yards, more passing yards, more rushing yards, more yards per play,
Yep.
more first downs, more plays,
Yep.
more time of possessions,
Yep.
the
Yep.
same amount of turnovers, or only one more turnover.
Yeah.
And they lost this game.
Yep.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yep.
You
I've
know
got a stat for you.
I've
That
got
Alright.
12 stats for you. It's the fucking penalties.
yeah. Well, that and
12 penalties for 106 yards.
Yep. That's
I
not
got a
good.
stat for you right here.
the stat for you is it's Geno season.
No, okay. Look,
Geno time. That's not a
Geno
stat.
Geno looked really good.
He did.
Geno looked good. That is not the reason that the Seattle Seahawks won this game.
Geno season.
The Broncos were on the goal line 3 times.
Yep.
Dude, that was,
That was-
terrible.
That was
oh
so
my
bad.
god.
Go
That was
under the
real
1
bad.
yard line 3 times. They fumble it twice and they fail on 4th down on the other. That is inexcusable.
You
Yeah.
deserve to lose the
Oh,
game if
yeah.
that's how that
100%.
goes down.
Although that wasn't the one
The
time.
one did look like a touchdown
was-
to me.
That one was a touchdown.
I felt
yeah.
like we were insane because like the announcers brushed it off. Like there was no argument, there was no review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they just kept being like, "Good refereeing out there. Good refereeing. Good
Well,
refereeing."
because didn't the Broncos they hurried up with the next play or something or something
think
like that?
so.
Or was that another one?
No,
Was
they
that
actually
another-
reviewed
you're
this one.
thinking
Is
of
that the other game?
You're thinking of the Bengals who had
Yeah.
a
I'm
touchdown.
mixing
and then,
two, yeah.
Yeah, they just ran the next play for
Yeah,
some
they
reason.
got orange on the uniform. It's fine. You get it.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, that felt like a touchdown to me. But regardless, doesn't matter. The Broncos, get rid of your coach. I'm sorry. I know it's only been one game. Might be an overreaction. Fire that guy. What the fuck? That is the worst coached game I've ever
excuse
seen.
me, you're talking to former offensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers, Nathaniel Hackett, who coached one of the most brilliant NFC divisional games I've ever seen.
One game.
He is getting grilled for that field goal call, and as he should be.
Yeah, because that was the worst part. The 4th and 5, you either trust your kicker,
or your defense.
Who is his kick? Well, not even your defense. Who's his kicker? Who's the kicker here?
The Brandon McManus.
So you either trust Brandon McManus to kick a 60-something yard field goal,
the second longest field goal in NFL history.
Yeah.
Or Russell Wilson,
the guy you just paid $255 million
to get 5 yards. Like, come on! Just, yeah.
I think that we all owe Seattle fans an apology, except for Randy, because Randy picked them. Seattle fans were very sorry. We were underestimating how horrible the Broncos were. And I don't think that we'll be picking them anytime soon.
We also collectively failed to realize that it is in fact Geno season.
He's right.
It is apparently, according to Rob 4 minutes ago.
I read
Geno
that
season.
stat.
I think it's Geno. I don't think it's Seattle season.
It's Geno season, though.
It's Geno season. It's not
Geno
Seattle season.
I want to mention this quote from Pete Carroll, who said on Russell Wilson, when he moves to his left, it's hard for him numbers-wise.
Thank you, Pete Carroll.
The Magic Johnson of NFL analysis. Appreciate that insight.
He's now become Phil Simms.
Unreal. Great stuff.
He also pulled one of his silly challenges in this game,
That challenge was so dumb.
That was dumb. Yeah. That was really dumb.
So clearly had it.
He does that. He's done that for years, and he just keeps doing it.
The top comment was, but the main component of our plan was to let Hackett coach.
Oh,
man, that hurts.
Coach.
Shout out my main man Melvin Gord's with the 58 yards on the ground on 12 carries.
Yep,
that's right.
They had a big dedication to Russell Wilson early on until it mattered apparently, but 42 throws, he was getting it out there, and they have some weapons in their receiving game too.
Yep.
I liked how you called him Melvin Gord's, Bear.
Melvin Gord, my boy.
Well, they're close like that.
I have Jerry Jeudy. I didn't start him though. I started Adam Thielen. However, it wouldn't have mattered. So whatever.
Yep.
Jeudy looking good, man.
He looked good. I'm going to start him next week.
It's their O-line. That's bad.
Their O-line's bad, which is funny because Russell Wilson came to Denver because he didn't want to have the shitty O-line of Seattle, and the Seattle O-line actually looked good.
Mm-hmm.
So. I still think the Broncos will be okay. I think they'll figure things out. They can't keep doing that bad, right?
They win this matchup, I think, probably 8 out of 10 times. This seems like a fluke. So, I agree that
they should have had 21 extra points.
This should have been a win. This is still a good team. This is not indicative of their season.
Yeah,
unless the coach is bad, which he might be bad.
Yeah. Russell Wilson's still very good, though, is the thing.
Right.
So,
and he might force his way into having control. He might not let that 4th and 5 situation.
Yeah, he might just be you don't know what the fuck you're doing because you've demonstrated that.
Right. This was also there's numerous players on the Seahawks who came from the Broncos in that trade. So I think this was also let's stick it to him type of game too.
Yeah.
And that's a tough game for a first game for Russell Wilson.
Yeah, on the road too. They're playing in Seattle. Yeah, that's gotta be tough.
Play your old team. Peyton Manning mentioned it on the Manning cast, but it was 2 years before he had to play the Colts again.
Yeah, that is true. So. But they did it. Seahawks 1-0.
Yep.
Wow. And that's the games of the week. Now to Sinvicta. For the power rankings.
Thank you, Coach Krendor. Week 2 power rankings are here, and we have a record-setting power rankings week. Just to give you an idea of how record-setting this is, 30 teams have moved, and that's not even the most impressive. That's not even the most impressive stat. The most impressive stat line is that the combined totals of spots moved by the thinnest dink and the fattest doink is 25.
Oh my god!
25 combined placement moves by the thinnest dink and the fattest doink. Here we go. Before we get to that, top 5 of the NFL Power Rankings, NFL.com Power Rankings. Thank you again to longtime contributioner Dan Hansis.
Yeah.
Starting with
Love it,
Rob.
Dan.
Oh, top 5, right? The Chiefs.
Yeah, Bear.
For the Bills.
Yeah, Coach Crandor.
Oh boy, Buccaneers.
Yeah, Apollo.
Give me the Vikings.
Wow, really?
Okay, I distrust this power rankings already.
Oh, you cannot do that, Rob.
You can't do that.
The Saints.
What?
Rob.
Dude, I mean they won. I don't know.
Give him a mulligan.
You get the freebie.
They won the game.
They beat the-
They did win their
They
game.
beat
He's
the
not wrong.
Falcons, man.
I mean, I don't know. The Dolphins.
You're wasting your freebie here, Rob.
Who the fuck else was the? I mean, the Eagles.
I'm
the Dolphins?
kind of with you, to be honest. Yeah, it's a bit of a
Yeah, like,
toss-up right now.
There.
I'll go the Ravens, I guess.
And Coach Crandor.
About the Chargers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
We'll give you the saving dunk here back to Apollo.
Is this the 5th?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God, I have no clue actually.
You should know this one.
This one's going to throw off everybody.
Oh, never mind. I have no idea.
Is it still the Rams?
It is indeed the Rams.
Yeah.
The Rams have stayed in the top 5 somehow, Dan. How by the power rankings?
you can't
Bills
do that.
stay at
You
number
can't do
1.
that.
Hey, can't do it.
The Chiefs, number 2, rising 5 spots, nowhere near the thinnest dink, by the way. The Buccaneers have now moved from 4 to 3rd. The Rams have fallen and still inexplicably staying in the top 5, 2 spots, now going from 2 to 4. And finally, the Los Angeles Chargers. Los Angeles Superchargers coming on in the top 5 here, moving up 4 spots from 9 to 4. Rounding out the top 10 are going to be the Ravens, the Vikings, the Packers somehow, the Bengals, and the Eagles. Now, coming up into the top
This
10.
is a mess right now.
Here we go. This one, I gotta go. I'm just gonna throw it out there. This goes to everybody.
All right.
The fattest doink
Niners.
in the NFL.
49ers.
Niners.
It's got to be the Niners.
Yeah.
Yes, Niners.
You're all wrong. The fattest doink
Wow.
in the NFL. You didn't even let me tell you how many spaces they dropped.
Well,
This
they could have
team.
dropped that many.
This team has dropped 12 spots.
Oh, is it the fucking Cowboys?
This team has dropped 12 spots in the
It's gotta be
NFL
Cowboys.
power rankings. I won't give you any hints. Just throw out your picks, Robert.
Apparently, I didn't get it.
They dropped 12 spots, and it's not the Rams, I guess. So the Bengals.
No,
Fair.
they were in the
they
top
were
10,
top
Rob.
10, right? Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Fair.
The Patriots?
Coach?
I think it's the Cowboys still.
Apollo?
With losing Prescott, it's got to be the Cowboys. Yeah.
Bear, I'm gonna let you have your first answer because it is indeed the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey,
from
okay, I did get it.
15th to 27th.
Oh my God.
man.
27.
I mean,
Wow.
it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Saturday or
perfectly.
Sunday night was a disaster for America's team. Chief concern about I like how the chief concern, by the way. The chief concerns about the Cowboys entering the season, offensive line stability and wide receiver depth in particular proved to be a very real problem, while Dak Prescott struggled through a poor performance before exiting with a thumb injury requiring surgery. With Prescott on the shelf and at least till mid-October, the boys take a massive plunge in these here rankings. Given what we've seen with the backup quarterback Cooper Rush so far, you can make a case that Dallas has suddenly become one of the worst teams, or one of the worst offensive teams in football. Bad times in Big D. Now we go to the thinnest dink, the other half of this 25-point rise and fall combination. This team has risen 13 spots. Coach Crendor, this one's for you.
All right.
Name that team.
If I had to pick a team that rose 13 spots this week,
Yeah, pick a team.
I would pick.
It is a team.
It is a team.
They gotta pick
it.
Oh god, there's a few teams I can pick from.
Picking.
I'm gonna pick the Washington football team.
That is absolutely incorrect. It's the Minnesota Vikings.
That's what I thought.
The
Why are they ranked
Vikings.
so
Ranked so low.
I don't understand.
The Vikings were
I was
ranked
gonna pick the
20th, have
Vikings.
risen 13 spots.
I was gonna pick
To
the
be-
Vikings, and I didn't think they'd be that
20th?
low.
And no, you can't question it. To be in the top 10 now at the 7th position. Here's something dumb. A wide receiver has never won the MVP award. Ever.
That's
Never.
Wow.
Could Justin Jefferson end the drought, question mark?
No.
No.
Clickbait?
He's
No.
a waste.
Third-year superstar.
Literally 0% chance.
Yeah.
The third-year
I will bet
superstar
my house on it.
was untouchable on Sunday against the Packers, piling up 9 catches for 184 yards and 2 touchdowns and 23-7 win over the 3-time defending division champions. According to ESPN, Justin Jefferson averaged 4 yards of separation on his 11 targets, gaining 138 of his
crazy.
receiving yards on plays in which he had at least
Because
3
he's lined
yards
up
of
against
separation.
linebacker.
Next,
He was
minutes.
fucking wide open sometimes. It was
Give some credit to the new coach and play caller, Kevin O'Connell, who moved Jefferson around the field and appears to be ready to use his top receiver in more imaginative ways than previously seen in Minnesota. Jefferson is a cheat code, and the Vikes look primed to take full advantage. Thank you for the Week 1 MVP leading candidates, Dan. Now, Rob, we go to you.
Oh, okay.
This is it. This is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah. I'll
Robert.
take my beating now.
Robert, true or false?
Uh-huh.
The New York Football Jets
That's your team, Rob.
are ranked below the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, yeah, there's no chance that's not true.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Follow-up question. True or false?
Yep.
The New York Jets are ranked dead last.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, 100%.
That is correct. The Jets
Oh,
have fallen 6 spots to finish off in the bottom of the power rankings at the 32 spot. I'm just going to read this for Rob's sake here. Again, a great write-up by Dan. The Jets were supposed to be better in 2022. Instead, it was, finger air quote, same old Jets in a packed house of rain-soaked and frustrated fans at the Meadowlands on Sunday. Joe Flacco struggled to move the offense. The running backs, the wide receivers, and tight ends couldn't hold on to the ball, and the defense has lost its nerve after a strong first-half performance. Jets coach Robert Saleh praised his team's effort level after the lopsided loss to the Ravens, but that messaging no longer flies for a fan base that's been watching bad football for the better part of a decade. It's time for Saleh and Joe Douglas' regime to deliver tangible results. Week 1 was an ominous sign. Now we go to 2 more rankings here. Apollo, this one's for you. Apollo, true or false? Your Pittsburgh Steelers are ranked below the New York Football Giants.
Oh, false?
That is correct. The Pittsburgh Steelers are ranked actually in the 19th position, which feels a little bit low considering, but they did do a good job either way. And while the Giants are now poised with one of their highest climbs ever, but they're still in the 21st rank, rising 7 spots, going from 28th to 21st. And finally, Bear,
Yes, sir.
this is the best one. I saved the best for last. Here you go, buddy. True or false? The Washington Commanders are ranked below the New England Patriots.
Boy, that's false, isn't it?
That is incorrect.
Oh,
Commanders are ranked indeed 1 spot below the Patriots, despite rising 6 spots in the power rankings, going from 30th to 6th. The Patriots have fallen 5, going from 18th to 23rd, which I think might be the lowest ranking they've ever had in the power rankings.
I mean, I remember back in the Brady is done days when the Chiefs kicked the shit out of them. They fell pretty far, but that in recent memory, that's definitely about as low as they've been.
Welcome, Bear. Welcome.
I'm kind of here for it, dude. And I don't know if that's what you want to hear, but it's like, yeah, let's see what this place is all about.
It's one of those things where you've won so much, you're like, everyone else can have a chain.
I look, believe me, I understand. I felt that in 2011 and 12.
Yep.
And then 13.
It's unsettlingly somber the way he's delivering it, dude. Oh my god.
It's like a eulogy almost.
I mean, listen, the Jets only lost like one champion. Talk to me when you've lost at least 5 AFC, NFC championship games, all right?
Yeah,
the Packers still going there.
The Packers lost AFC and NFC championships.
Yeah.
To finish off the power ranking segment here, just to satisfy curiosities, the Niners have fallen 8 spots from the 3rd to the 11th spot, which was very surprising. The Broncos only fell 8 spots from 8th to 16th. And the 2 teams that did not move, since there were 30 out of the 32 teams that did move, the Tennessee Titans stayed exactly where they were at the 17th spot. And can anyone guess the one that didn't move? Anyone?
Oh, geez, God, I don't know.
It's the easiest one.
The Raiders.
It's the best team in football.
Oh, right.
The Bills,
The Bills. Yeah,
the Bills stayed at number 1.
Yeah.
As the only other team to not move beside the Titans. That's going to do it for power rankings. Back up to everyone in the booth for pick'ems and stuff and cupcakes.
Cupcakes?
Who got cupcakes?
What the fuck? You
It was a lie. We have no cupcakes. Oh, okay. I guess he found him.
He found him.
Did he break them afterwards?
No, that was
Broke 'em,
me
yeah.
being angry that we didn't get cupcakes.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
so
Fair
good. Oh, my God.
They sound nice and moist.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pick'em!
Pick'ems. We got some bonus stats. Over his career, Apollo has perfectly split his picks between home and away teams, 224 each.
Wow.
That's actually very funny.
That's incredible, yeah.
You know, I like to keep it even.
Next up is Sinvicta with 55% home pick rate, and then Bear 54, Rob 53, Krenner 51, Discord 49. This was the first time Bear has picked the Dolphins in September.
That checks out, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
How does he even go back and find these stats?
I don't know.
It's
This is
amazing.
magic, dude.
It really is amazing.
These are Yahoo-esque type stats that no one would have ever been able to.
It's incredible. You know, the fact that we have this for our stupid little football podcast,
I know.
It makes me so happy.
It's actually insane.
really seriously.
He always puts it
everybody.
a mystery too, because now he says there's one team that bears.
I know. It's like
better the teams.
It's the Jets, 100%. The Jets.
If you're not on
the Jets
Twitter
a few times.
If you're not going on Twitter and liking these posts, you really should, because they're amazing. They really are really good.
Yeah, but don't make a new Twitter account though, because Twitter sucks.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yes. This week, locks for unanimously picked teams were 2 and 3.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild week 1, man.
Wild week 1. Texans. It always is. Texans are still the only team that's never been picked to win a week 1 game. Well,
does that make you feel, Apollo?
I mean, you know, I'm a Texans fan second, and I haven't really been a fan of them.
I had no idea you even were a Texans fan.
Well, I mean, I live in Houston, so they were like the number 2 for me.
You're a Texans fan in the same way that I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah, you're just like, yeah, go Texans, you know, when they're not playing the Steelers.
Yeah,
I only root for them because they're my mom's favorite team. So
Texans have always been Patriots mini. So yeah, no, I'm down with the Texans.
It's actually it's actually fun for me because I don't root for the Bears, but I actually root for the Bills. I've rooted for the Bills for years because I used to have friends from Buffalo and I used to like the Sabres in hockey, and they would just always be sad, but they loved their team, and so now it's fun actually watching the Bills. That's why I still want Bills Packers Super Bowl, because then I'll be happy even if the Bills win.
Wow. We learned something about Coach Krendor. He's
Look at that.
Secretly a Bills fan.
Yep.
Wow.
And then
convenient to tell us about it now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, nobody cares, and the Bills are like 4 and 12 or whatever.
Did you fill out a disclaimer form for that their Bills fandom?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
By lock against the Giants, Bear is the first to involve every team in at least one lock game.
That's why I did it.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wild.
Lockless teams: Krendor 1, Rob 1, Sinvicta 2, Discord 2, Apollo 4.
I only have one.
You got to figure that out, man.
Yeah.
I haven't been picking as long as you guys. All right.
Yeah. Many years.
So far, this pick'em season, we have 4, 9, 7, and 1 people, which is Sinvicta, Rob, Apollo, and Discord. Then Randy, 7, 8, and 1. Bear, 7, 9, and 1. And me, 6, 10, and 1.
Yeah, that Texans lock, sorry, not the Texans lock, the Titans lock. That hurt.
Yeah, that hurt.
My Carolina lock, dude. I would have won pick'em week.
Yeah, my 49.
man.
Fucking team.
I feel very good about my Dolphins lock. I will tell you.
Hey, I had a 1v4. All right, we take those.
Yeah, you got one of those.
1v4 if the Falcons had won. The Falcons should have won that damn game, but I'm going. I'm making a push for my 4th straight pick'em's crown. It's gonna happen.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna get serious this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Get ready.
It's gonna happen.
This is a hard week again, dude. I looked at the games yesterday. I didn't know who I was gonna pick for a lot of these.
Bear, I love how easily usable your logo is for everything. He's just displaying a.
I know it makes me so happy, dude.
The Bear Taffy logo is just—it's so usable.
It is great.
Shout out Dracula Fetus. He did great work.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
Game number 1, Thursday night. Chargers, Chiefs.
Oh, that's Chiefs.
Chargers.
Yeah, it gotta be. Oh,
Wow.
Yep.
He wants a 1v4.
Yep.
You're gonna have it because the Chiefs are on fucking fire, man. And Mahomes is lighting it up.
Chargers got defense. They got.
Yeah, but they're the Chargers, and then
They beat the Chiefs last year.
You heard him. The Chargers.
What was the reasoning behind that, Coach? Again, I need to hear this. What is your reasoning?
They got the pass rush. They got the blind. They got the pew.
He was very clear about it.
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, but they also got tuned up by the Raiders a little bit there.
Yeah, but the Chiefs got to just tee off against the
Cardinals.
He's
got the 1v4, man. Let them have the 1v4.
Like, hey, I'm just trying to help you out as the champion.
You don't gotta help me out. I got it. Patriots, Steelers.
Steelers.
Oh, you're thinking about it? Oh no.
TJ Watt is not playing.
I'm still taking the Steelers.
You said they're bad, and they are.
I did, but the Steelers historically don't do well against the Patriots, and Bill Belichick is still the coach and does well against the Steelers.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I am picking the New England Patriots.
Whoa.
Wow.
But I think Mitch is going to come around and have a good game because he didn't have a great game. And now this is his game. So Steelers.
Got another 1v4, I think?
Another 1v4.
That's another
1v4.
Wow.
I'm fine with this. Belichick's for blood.
I picked Steelers. Or is that Sinvicta?
No,
I
picked
picked
Patriots.
Oh, you picked Steelers too? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I picked
We all
Patriots.
picked Steelers, and then Sinvicta's Patriots.
Right, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I think
Panthers,
Belichick's
Giants.
looking for blood.
I'm going to take the Panthers. I don't know why I keep picking them, but I can't stay away from you, you little bastards.
I like the Panthers here.
The Giants are playing very motivated right now, and they've got a lot of believers on their side, but it still is Daniel Jones.
It's just that they're not good.
Well,
Right.
Saquon, I think Saquon's
good.
poised to have.
He's good, yeah.
But CMC's good too.
But Derrick Henry was good, and
Yeah.
that did him.
I'm gonna go Panthers. I think they'll win.
I really want to go Giants here, but it is the Giants. Until they show me something more, I have to unfortunately pick my NFC South rivals and go Panthers.
Rob, do you want another 1v4?
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, but and the Panthers have. Fuck it, Giants. Yeah, sure.
3 1v4s
Oh
in the
my
first
God.
3 picks.
Yeah.
Love it.
Luckily, my 1v4 is the winner, and the others
Nope.
are losers.
It's gonna happen.
Jets, Browns.
Man, I really want to jokingly get the 1v4, but no, that's going to be the Browns for me, man.
No
Yeah,
question.
Browns.
Excuse me, it's the
Or the
Cleveland
Elves. Sorry, the Elves.
Cleveland Elves.
Right, the Elves.
Yeah.
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 I was really hoping you'd get it, yeah.
Yeah, no.
had to
Elves.
remind them.
Yep.
Give me the New York Jets.
Oh!
Four.
Now, be honest with me.
Whoa.
Are you picking it for the
you
meme
memeing?
1v4, or do you actually believe?
It's both. It's
Yeah,
an
okay.
equal distribution.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, I would love that. I mean, I would be so happy for you and the Jets and no one in Cleveland.
Yeah. No, actually, you know what? It's equal parts of three things. I want to have the 1v4. I think the Jets might actually win, and I want the Elves to lose every game for the rest of the season.
All right, good.
Right. Okay. Fair. Yeah.
This is great because I'm the only one who doesn't have a 1v4, so I'm looking pretty good right now.
All right.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of pressure on you to 1v4 this next game. So
that's very true.
This is going to be a split game, though.
Colts, Jaguars.
Colts.
I don't know who to pick.
Oh,
It's
man.
Colts.
It's
Colts.
Colts.
Jonathan
It's gotta be
Taylor's
Colts.
just too good, and
Yeah.
the Jaguars just think they might both be kind of bad, but Jonathan Taylor is incredible. So
Yeah.
It's gonna be the Colts taking a horse-sized poop on the Jaguars.
This is not a meme. I'm taking the Jags. I actually
Oh,
I'm totally taking the Colts. Let's go.
There it is.
There it is. Everyone for the first time in Pick'em's history has gone 1v4 in the first 5 picks.
Five picks.
Five
Yeah.
picks.
No. Yeah. That's beautiful.
we might
and that
even
is
be
not
wrong
really-
about
I
that.
legitimately think the Jags are going to win.
I actually think the Jets are going to win. I'm pretty sure we all actually believe in our
I think the Chargers
You two
are
are.
going to win.
I think you're drinking the 1v4 Kool-Aid a little too much, but okay.
I think the
Yeah, I don't
Giants
agree with
could
yours at all,
definitely
Bear,
win.
but I'm happy
That's
about
fine.
it.
No, I'm down with it because I have firm belief in the Magic.
All right.
Could
Dolphins, Ravens.
Oh boy, that's tough.
That is
Okay.
a tough one.
tough.
I'm going with Dolphins.
Give me the Ravens here. Give me the Ravens at home.
Yeah, it is at home.
I'm going to take the Dolphins.
I'm going to
It's a
take the
tough game,
Ravens.
though.
I'm taking Ravens.
Yeah, I'll take the Ravens too, just because they're at home. I think.
2v3.
There we go.
Yeah.
We got a 2v3. Buccaneers, Saints.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a Saints victory.
Give me the Saints. Yeah, I'm
You
taking
are
the Saints.
insane.
The Saints have given the Bucks problems constantly.
Constantly.
That's not going to happen this year. We're going to
They
break
have no
James's other
O-line.
knee
It's
this
in
year.
New Orleans.
We're
It's
going
in
to
New
break his
Orleans.
other knee this
They
year.
have no O-line.
We're gonna explode him like Tom in 10 years.
No. It's
They got Julio, dude. They got
Yeah.
Julio Jones.
True.
And they
Saints
almost
are-
lost to
Saints
the
are
Falcons.
But the Saints they beat the Falcons.
They should have lost.
They should have
But
lost that.
still. But
If
still.
it was any other team other than the Falcons, I would have been happy.
The
Jameis
Saints have
Winston
just
revenge game.
Oh boy.
This is the Jameis Winston revenge game. They are ready, dude. They are. I
have two
don't
of those every
know.
year.
I feel it.
Nope. It's just gas. It's your IBS flaring up.
It might be.
Give me the Bucks. Give me the Bucks here.
All right.
Yeah.
Football team Lions.
I'll take the football team.
Fuck, man. Yeah, I guess so. God damn. I don't want to, but I'll pick the football.
I'm going
team.
Lions. They
I'm
got
going
They got
Lions.
Let's go.
I'm going Lions
football
with
team.
Coach.
Yeah.
It's football team, I think.
I think
But-
Wentz is gonna goof it this week.
Yep. And the
He
Lions.
goofed it last week and
Yeah,
they
but
still
he,
won.
Yeah,
he's got,
see,
I think
that's
he's
the
got
thing.
a bigger goof coming this week.
Oh, no.
He's gonna get his
I don't
kneecap
know.
bitten. He's gonna freak out. 100%.
The Lions.
Good
The
call,
Lions
man.
at home. The Lions at home are going to be fired up.
Yeah.
It's just that they're still going to lose by 10 or 3 despite that is the thing.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Seahawks, 49ers.
Seahawks.
Ooh.
Ooh. You know what? Yeah, Bear. Yeah, Seahawks.
Yeah.
Geno
That
season.
game. Give me the
Geno
Niners.
season.
Geno season, baby.
This has got to be a Niners win.
The Niners kind of fucking suck dick.
Yeah,
dude.
but
Like,
they also
they're
were
real
playing
bad.
in a shitty rainstorm.
But this team isn't very good, and I don't get why they were top 5. It doesn't make any fucking sense. They like
don't get
even
that.
if they were like on paper, they're not that good.
I think the Niners make a bounce back and beat the Seahawks. I'm taking Niners.
Yeah.
It's a bounce back game. A lot of bounce
See-
back games this week.
You guys are not appreciating the power of statistical analysis.
I'm not.
And the
I never
stats
do.
say that it's Geno season.
Huh.
So, you know,
Rob, if the Seahawks win, then I will say it's Geno season 1 and 1 time only this season.
Oh, I'm booking that, dude.
I
Yeah.
am cheering for that
Mark it.
now, but
market.
I'm still going 49ers. But now I'll be happy if
Alright,
either one
alright.
wins.
Yeah.
Falcons, Rams.
Rams.
Locking the Rams.
There it is.
Okay.
He's locked the Rams. I will take the Rams.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't been locking.
We haven't.
Yeah,
It's because there's not been a lot of candidates,
I don't
dude.
know what the lock.
Yeah, it's
I know what the lock, and no one.
I've
shall
got
take it
one,
from
but
me.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to take it before you do.
No. I'm gonna be so fast. You don't even.
I know what I'm taking.
You out the door,
It's
buddy.
mine.
I'm
I
taking
see
it.
it. I
I
see it.
already have it. Damn it! You
All right. You can only lock once I say the first syllable. Comes out of it. All right.
Syllable.
The first syllable.
Okay.
Dude, I guarantee you the other team's going to win that game too.
That would be very funny.
It's gonna be so funny.
So everyone, just for clarification purposes, everyone took the Rams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Cardinals, Raiders.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
Raiders.
It's gonna be Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cardinals are messed up right now.
I mean, I
could
The Raiders
the
are pretty
Cardinals
good
will
too,
play
dude.
better, but
the Raiders do look good, but the Cardinals are also, I think we are we're sleeping on them a little bit.
No, it's the
No.
Raiders at home with Devontae Adams that were competitive last week. No, they're going to win.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the Raiders too, anyway. But
yeah.
still,
Yeah. Texans, Broncos.
Texans, dude, it's Davis Mills time. Let's fucking go.
Nah, it's the Broncos.
yeah,
That's that
I'm
game.
gonna take Broncos here too.
Yeah, the Broncos are going to be mad. They'll win.
It's Russell Wilson. Can't-
Yeah, I trust in Russell Wilson to turn around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be with you, Bear, but I gotta go with the Broncos. on
Yeah,
this
I
one.
also think it's going to be the Broncos.
Are you still taking the Texans or?
No, I'm going to take the Broncos.
Okay. All right.
Can't have 2 1v4s on us.
I want
Yeah.
like if whoever's in charge of this could just put like like a 1 pixel Texans logo above my Broncos pick, though, that would be great.
Yeah.
1 pixel Texans logo.
Just a hidden little Easter egg.
That would be impossible, I think.
I
right?
guess,
As
yeah,
1
but if you can
pixel.
try, do your best.
Yeah. Bengals, Cowboys.
Look at this.
Oh,
He's doing a bit, not there.
that was collusion. That was collusion.
Trendor, you helped him.
I wasn't even trying to help. I was just trying to do it
paying
fast, so it wasn't.
my heart was fucking racing. It's coming up. I have to get this.
Damn it! Oh, I wanted it so bad.
So I'll
Bengals, yeah.
I'll be taking the Bengals.
Yeah, I'll take the Bengals.
All right, you know what? Then lock the fucking Cowboys.
Oh my
Wow.
God,
It's
he's
the
crazy.
Cowboys.
Why
my!
would you do this to yourself?
I can.
I swear to fucking God, if the Cowboys win,
That would be amazing.
Some absurd magic has
so
happened.
good. Oh, it'd be so good.
Bears, Packers.
Oh
Packers.
God, dude.
I'm
Oh,
going
that
to
game.
lock the Packers because if we
Wow.
don't beat the Bears in
Ooh.
Green Bay,
You're doomed.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you're
shit
absolutely right.
myself.
That feels like a cursed lock right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't even
man.
care
If this
because if
were
we
a
lose
movie,
this
that's
game, I will
foreshadowing.
lose my mind.
that's foreshadowing hardcore. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
This is a movie.
Man, I don't know. I mean, a week ago this would have been a no-brainer.
Oh, it's
but,
still a no-brainer. It's the Packers.
Yeah, it's the Packers.
That
Gonna-
Bears game was a fluke. That was a fluke.
The Bears played Trey Lance in the rain in Soldier Field in literally a shit show. It was like sloppy out there and everything. The Packers lost to like one of the best teams in the NFC in Minnesota in a rivalry battle.
Are the Packers actually going to play like their secondary this game, or are they just going
I
to keep
hope
going
so.
with the line?
It doesn't even matter. The Bears don't have Justin Jefferson or Adam Thielen.
I'm going to reluctantly take the Packers, but let it be known that if they lose again, I'm never picking the Packers with coach ever again.
I will
Also,
also take the Packers.
I think there's some stat where it's like Kirk Cousins has more. No, the Bears have less wins against the Packers than the 49ers do in the last 10 years. Even though they play the Packers twice a year.
Oof.
Yeah. Titans, Bills.
I'm like the Bills. Am I competing with anybody?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was all
Yeah,
yours,
that's
man.
all you.
Look, I'm traumatized from what happened earlier. All right.
He's just ready. He's just making sure.
I mean, I've already
man's-
locked. Apollo's locked, and
I've locked.
he's
yeah.
locked.
Yeah.
There's-
This man's soul has just left his body. Good Lord.
I'll take the Bills here. Yeah,
I'll take the Bills. Yeah,
I'll take the best team in football
It's
right
gonna
now.
be the Bills.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Josh Allen just goes off again.
Actually, considering that we were all competing about the Bengals lock, the Bills is also just like it's almost even more assured.
Yeah.
Well. Oh,
No, I think the
Titans are
Bagels
good.
is safer, but the Bills is pretty safe.
It is pretty safe. Yeah.
I would say the Bills is safer. Yeah.
Vikings, Eagles.
Give me Minnesota here, dude.
Give me Minnesota.
Yeah.
I am going to take the Vikings, and if they lose, I will be upset.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Vikings.
Minnesota, but I won't be too upset because it'll give us a game in the division. So
I honestly thought people were going to be locking this game.
I mean, Eagles are
I
good.
should lock this game, but I'm not going to lock
You really
this game.
should, Garrett.
I'm staying committed to my lock.
As your friend and co-host, cohort, I'm doing this.
No, look, I want you to keep your pick'ems crown. I'm having a lot more fun doing things my way.
I appreciate it, then.
If I didn't get the Bengals, I was going to lock the Broncos instead. That was my lock. That was my backup lock.
I see.
I mean, if the Cowboys win, it will be legendary in podcast.
Oh yeah, no, that's exactly why I'm doing it, man. It's for the spirit of the moment.
Yeah,
I do appreciate how the stat line, the win-loss record of the Texans looks like Ryan.
Wait, what?
If you look at the 001 and in between the brackets, it looks like Northern Line. He's looking to the left.
What?
I think you're on your own on this one, bud.
Yeah.
And everything. Look at the stat line.
Where?
I don't know where you're looking.
It's the win-loss record.
We're not near you, Sinvicta. Are you seeing us?
Just look.
Just screenshot it. All right, screenshot.
I'll screenshot it and send it to you guys.
Okay. Yeah, do that. I don't know
And then
what you're talking about. Wait, we have Randy's picks coming in. Randy.
Oh, right, Randy. Yeah, we gotta have
Randy
Randy
picks. Here we go.
See, I was on top of it.
You're right. Yeah, you got it.
Here we go. Randy is picking the Chargers.
Okay.
Randy is picking the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Randy's got the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Randy's got the New York Football Jets.
Let's go, Randy. Yes, sir.
That one, Randy.
Randy's got the Jaguars.
Oh boy.
The Ravens. The Saints.
Oh man.
The Lions.
Randy.
Randy's going wild this week.
He's going all in this week.
49ers.
Okay.
The Atlanta Falcons.
Randy.
Oh my God.
Randy.
The Cardinals.
Randy.
Oh my God, Randy.
The Texans.
Randy, no.
Oh, he's got the Bengals. He's got the Bengals.
Oh, thank God.
No, don't do it, Randy. Don't do it, Randy.
The Bears.
Oh my God.
The Bills.
Okay.
And the Vikings.
Oh, okay. He calmed down a little
You know what
bit
I'm
at
gonna
the
do?
end there.
Because Randy's never locked, right? I'm going to do a 1 through 16, and that's going to be his lock.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, I love that.
Good idea.
Here we go. He is locking number 8. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's locking
He's locking the Lions.
the
Let's go.
Lions. Boom. What a play.
Wow. Wait, did he pick the Lions?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's why he did 1 through 16, Rob.
Yes.
Yeah. Well.
Did you link this thing?
What?
The Sinvicta thing. He's like, I'll link it.
Oh yeah, you never linked it.
Yeah.
What?
You said
Well,
it looked like
for us
Northern
for
Line.
later, though.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Thanks for
I wasn't
listening,
gonna do it now.
everybody.
2 hours now.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, share this podcast. Tell everybody you know. And that's it. We'll be back next
Tell
week.
everybody.
Tell everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.